All right, welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good day. We made it to 800 subscribers. Not sure if you caught that, but what up, everyone? Hope you're having a good day. We made it to 800 subscribers. Got my coffee. We're all ready to go. Just get set some things on my phone here so that way I can keep up with the chat just fine. Hopefully. All right, we're good to go. So, do I have my... Yep, I got my display capture all ready to go. Make bobblehead me here. Good old bobblehead me. Where is it? Where did I put it? Not that far down. Where is it? Where'd it go? I can't find it. Where did it go? Okay. Nope. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, hey, what up, Magics? Not much is new today. We made it to 800 subscribers, though. This week has been an incredible week for subscribers and for viewers, and also for hours to watch. It has been absolutely insane. I've literally got, so before this week, I only had just over 800 hours of watch time. Because of this week, I now have over 1,200 hours of watch time. Over 400 hours of watch time just this week. So absolutely amazing. Thank you all for tuning into my streams and helping out this channel, because that's what I need to get monetized. I need to get hours watched, basically. And the subscribers, if you want to keep subscribing, if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of content, you like learning about PCs, then of course hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It does help out this channel a lot. And for some reason I cannot find it. Oh, probably because it's in the wrong spot. That's why. I don't think it's this one. No. That's even worse. It's even worse. New, good to go. There it is. Yeah, bobblehead me. Nice. Finding any kind of graphics card in box is awesome, in my opinion. But that's me. I do have a GT610, a Zeus little GT610. It only has aluminum heatsink. It's like that style. It doesn't have a fan or anything like that. But still, it's a nice little 2 GB card to have. Alright, we'll set myself up over here. And what I'm going to show is I did a small overclock. Just a small overclock. Very, very small on my CPU. And RAM is at 6,000 megatransfers per second. It's very, very small. And it's actually tuned very well, though. It's tuned quite well. So we are at 5 gigahertz on all P cores. During the stream, like, we might hit 30. Yeah, well, the F30C, but that's not what I'm looking for. Um, wattage, there it is. Yeah, right around 30 watts max during the stream here, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, small overclock, just 6 performance cores with hyperthreading. Keep at it, man. Keep at it. If you want to, right? I mean, you've been coming to my streams as well, so thank you for coming to my streams as well. Yeah, this week has been crazy for the amount of viewers and subscribers. Absolutely amazing. Thank you all again. And anyone new to the streams or this channel, I do have Discord set up as well. We are going to be having movie night tonight at 9 Central. Oh, sorry, 9 Pacific time. Or is it Central? Frosty, are you here? Help me out. Make sure you let everyone know that the movie's going to be starting. We're going to be watching Spider-Man. But yeah, we got a little overclock on the actual CPU. So what I would like to do is set up MSI Afterburner here. And do something from last night that I was doing. It actually crashed the stream. I'm not sure why it crashed. What I was running wasn't too strenuous on it. At least in my opinion. I mean, I've done a lot more on this GPU, so I'm not sure why it crashed. And if you saw last night's stream, I was showing how good this GPU was. It's just I didn't have a RAM overclock or any kind of CPU overclock on this CPU, so the score wasn't the greatest. And that was for 3D Mark Steel Nomad Vulcan. Why is that? Why is your channel screwed? Got my nice heated jacket on too, so I'm staying nice and warm tonight. Actually, I'll probably turn it down a bit. I'll turn it off for a bit. I'm already quite warm from it. There we go. There we go. Look, it has my name in there. It has my name in 3D Mark. It's kind of odd. Steel Nomad. Instead of DX12, we gotta go to Vulcan. That's how you switch it over to Vulcan and DX12. So we gotta switch it over to Vulcan. And then we can run the test. And again, it's on. Well, I'm streaming, so the test isn't gonna show the best, like the best scores that I will get. But I didn't put any scores in hardwarebot.org for this GPU for this test yet. Because I would like to make sure I'm overclocked at a very high overclock and not streaming. But I'm gonna do this test right now and then put the test on hardwarebot.org just so I can have it in the actual hardwarebot. It's gonna be part of the competition too. This test on Steel Nomad on Vulcan, not DX12. Make sure it's on Vulcan. All I need is 3K hours, 4K hours just for the next step on to monetization. I'm just about halfway there to 3,000 hours watch time now. So it's nice. It's okay for this. Not the best, but I've seen better frames per second already of this. From when I tested it, like when this test actually came out, I tested it. But 5 gigahertz on all the P cores isn't half bad. I can go 5.5 on all P cores, so I just wanted to set up the stream for a quick stream. Maybe it'll be longer than a quick stream, but we'll see about that one. You only need 3,000 hours in a year, not every month. Or is it, or is the next step you gotta have that many hours every month? I'm not sure. So almost 4174. So the average though is 4,088. That's because they're probably running on 13,900 Ks and up. Probably. That's what I'll say. I just want to see what kind of temperature we're looking at. Max temperature right here, about 46. That's pretty good. So what I'm going to do there is make this a bit smaller. Oop. Grab some CPU Z tabs. Grab some GPU Z tabs. Wow, just one. I'll make sure I take a screenshot here. That way I can submit the score right now. I guess I'll have to put this. Ooh, that's kind of difficult to do. That should be okay for a valid result. Just gotta make sure nothing gets crossed and whatnot on it. So we gotta make sure we set it up nicely here. Like that. Bring this one over. So we gotta have CPU, mainboard, and memory. There's a GPU tab open there. I'm not sure why it's hiding that Magix, by the way. Or not. Oh, show. Show. I'm not sure why it's hiding that. That's odd. The YouTube bots are really weird sometimes. Like the moderator bots, they're kind of weird sometimes. I'm trying to make it so it shows, but might take a second. Yeah, so CPU, mainboard, memory, and then I gotta grab my other keyboard and take a screenshot. Go. Ah, gotcha. So I got the screenshot. I don't need this anymore. Oh no. Guess I gotta look through my screenshots now to see if this is okay. Nope. Where did my GPU Z go? That's odd. CPU, mainboard, memory. GPU Z's there. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Hardware bot. Log in. Submit my score. See what kind of placement I got with just this score. It's not a good one, of course. But, yeah. There'll be a score at least. So country best is 4419. I bet I can beat that. Is that with a 3070? No, it's with a 6800 XT. I can probably beat that with my 3070 Ti, to be honest. And then we got submit score. Hopefully it gets better. Right now my channel is just getting better and better every single day by the looks of it, which I'm liking. If it hits a hard point, that's just fine with me too. It's all about for the viewers and all the subscribers and friends too. Like, I know a lot of people that are on this as well, on my channel. So, again, thank you all for watching. 3D mark. Where's my 3D mark? Where'd they move it to here? Holy, so many betas. That's odd. All these are betas now? Why are all these betas? I don't get why these are all betas. Time spikes. Oh, it's CPU. That's why. That makes sense. Yeah, 3907. Previous submissions. Do I even have it? Yep, right there. 5. Just make things a little bit faster. No, I have CL34 on. 48, 48, 34. Screenshot verification. Oh, I guess we gotta minimize and reopen it. And what we gotta do is compare results online. Go to the tab up top here. Copy and paste that tab over into the copy URL. Paste. Since this is the exact system, I don't need to change my actual picture. That's why I used an upload file from before with somewhat of the same specs, and then just change the specs to make it match what's actually on there. Does it have anything for my RAM that I need to change? Nope. So we're good. I have read the agreement. You can make it so you don't want to participate for points, but I always do. So, and also you have to disclose that one or more hardware items used for the submission was provided in the form of sponsorship or paid advertisement. You have to let them know that too. None of that applies to me, so there we go. And I got third. I can't believe I even got third. So Frag must have just did a quick test here. Yeah, i9-9900K at 5 gigahertz. And what was his GPU running at? Probably won't even tell me. Oh, GPU clock, 2.1 gigahertz, so not terrible. Mine was running at about 2.145 gigahertz. Average clock of 2.1 gigahertz, so. But the same. Just have a little bit better of a CPU. Still at the same frequency, but a little bit better of the CPU. So I got that now in place. And there we go. Shows up. You can go to the link. Shows all that. And you can scroll down for the verification URL. You can check out everybody's, by the way, their actual verification URL. You can always click on it and look at what it is. So that's how you do it. Pretty simple. Probably make it a little bit better. Like, I can get the score a lot better. I could probably do that 44,000. All I would have to do is just enable the E cores as well. Raise the P cores up to 5.5 gigahertz. And overclock my GPU a lot more. Because it's not overclocked that high with the 200 on the core and 1400 on the memory. It's actually not that high for this GPU. It's just I'm streaming and I don't want to crash. So just making sure I don't crash. And there we go. Simple enough. Lots of benchmarks on here that I like. Again, I have record for Speedway. I have a record for Solar Bay. Port Royal is gone. My Port Royal record's gone. Someone beat that. But I have Speedway and Solar Bay for records on the 3070 Ti and GPU Pi. 1B. 1 billion. Should we try our PCI Express bandwidth test? I would like to know what mine is. I haven't really tested it. I get what should be about 14 to 16 gigabits per second. I think I'm not 100% sure on that one. Oh, a lot more than what I thought. Bandwidth is about 24, 25 gigabits per second. So a lot higher than what I thought. I'm not even sure if that's correct for this GPU. Not sure what this GPU is supposed to be doing for bandwidth. If anyone's new to the stream, welcome to the stream. If you're new to the channel and like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget that like button. Should grab my GTX 770 that I fixed up yesterday's stream. Test it out. Do some tests, because I do need to get some tests done. I do need to get more tests done just for my actual profile. That way I can keep staying first place in my division for Canada. I do like seeing that first place. Compare results online. Now, if we go to hardware channel, nope. We go to benchmarks. What can we do here? Oh, I can read more about the Steel Nomad, see if it actually uses anything that... Steel Nomad uses graphics technologies just like your favorite new game titles to give you a good idea of how your system will run the latest heavy PC games without ray tracing. Okay, so there's no ray tracing. Exceeding the massively popular 3D Time Spy benchmark, so it beats the Time Spy benchmarks. Steel Nomad runs at 4K resolution, adds new graphics technologies like volumetric skies and procedural grass. Oh, okay. All right. New implementations of graphics techniques such as volume illumination, ambient occlusion, and depth of field makes the sun-scorched setting of Steel Nova display some of the best PC benchmarking visuals to date, especially with HDR enabled. Cool. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. It's probably all I'm gonna be able to do for that one. Is there anything else I can test right now? See if it's better. Black Myth Wukong isn't a first-person shooter. It uses more cores. I think it'll be better to have the E-cores enabled with Black Myth Wukong. I don't know. But what I did want to test out was 3D Mark 11 extreme mode and go to roughly what I have set uh, yesterday when I did it. Let's see if I can beat the score. Probably will. I was doing about 18,300 yesterday. 18,300 with a stock system. So a stock 12600K and stock RAM. Now the RAM has 6,000 mega transfers per second, but it also has my kind of tuning on it. It's not the tightest timings, not the tightest primary or secondary timings, so we'll try it out. And CPU is actually at 5 gigahertz and no E cores, so I'm hoping to be seeing around 19,000 to 20,000 points with this test. If anyone's new to the channel, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. It's all about PC overclocking, PC hardware. It doesn't matter if it's CPU, GPU, RAM, or motherboards. We do it all here. Also, competitions can be starting here for hardwarebot.org, and I will be participating for Canada. Oh, we crashed. Yes, yeah, it's because of the actual core. Oh, no, we didn't crash. That was a weird changeover there. I wonder if we're going to lose points due to that. This test is sponsored by Antec. As you can see in the background, it has Antec. I have a nice Antec P100 silent case right here. It has a LGA 1366 motherboard in it with X5650. It's all on custom water loop, and the GPU that's in it is an EVGA GTX 770. I should send off some invites, see if we can get more people here. Never sent it in Discord either, the actual link either. I usually put my streams that I do in the actual streams channel, just so people can see or click on it. And I also send invites to a whole bunch of other people too. They like to join the channel, watch the streams. If anyone has any PC questions or just wants to say hi, their live chat is open. The CPU is overclocked to 5 gigahertz on the P cores, and I'm using 1.265 volts. Nope, 1809. What was I doing? Pretty sure yesterday I was doing 18,300. Let's call in every score I was gonna get. So I'm gonna say physics score. Yeah, physics score. There it is. The physics score wasn't that good due to the fact it's only on P cores. No hyper-threading. I believe I don't even have hyper-threading on. I might have hyper-threading on, but I don't think I do. And that will affect the physics score quite a bit with no hyper-threading or the E cores. So we'll go performance, CPU. Oh, I was like, that doesn't look right. Yeah, So we only have 6 actual P cores, no hyper-threading on. So that'll affect the actual the test quite a bit just by that. But seeing the 18,000 is actually still pretty good. I'm still happy about that. And it's just a small test, so another thing I'm gonna be doing here is checking out the kind of temperatures. Where's Dave? So Dave's pretty happy again today. I can't believe how happy Dave's been lately. Dave has been very happy for most of this week. So have I. But yeah, so it's about 8 degrees in here, 44% humidity. Dave is pretty happy, which means I'm pretty happy. Because that actually helps with my test, seeing the actual temperature and moisture around my area that I am doing the test. Just more or less less worries about freeze buildup on metal and then having it thaw off when you start a test. That's when I get into the colder temperatures. Right now it's quite warm technically for the test that I will be going. I'll be going really cold. It gets quite cold here in Canada, and I got my system set up for at least till negative 30 degrees. I'll have to redo my system up, and I'll be redoing my system here soon. Completely changing out everything, taking it all apart and cleaning it. Probably will be doing a stream about. I've been saying this, yeah. It's just takes a while to do, and I'm not sure how well the PC that's right here is gonna handle doing the streaming. If it's gonna be good enough, it should be, but we'll see. But yeah, I gotta clean out my PC still. Still got 6 days or 5 days now. Yeah, 5 days, 11 hours. So tight. Oh, I was gonna see what temperature I was going to, but that test isn't really that heavy. So what I want to do is go to where's my benchmate? There it is. There. Put my benchmate back over there so I can see it. Test out benchmate test here, and what I'm gonna be doing is 7-zip. No, I'm not gonna do 7-zip. Uses too much RAM. So I'll be doing a SimBench. I'll do a SimBench R23. I'll set the priority just to normal. Just so I can see what kind of temperatures that we're actually going to be looking at here. Again, it's only 6 performance cores on this 12600K, so the temperatures won't get that warm. It's only at 1.265 volts as well, so not that much voltage. And not that fast. It seems really slow. At least compared to 5.4 gigahertz on the P cores with hyper-threading and 4.3 gigahertz on the E cores. The test would have been done ages ago. But that's okay. Should do a single core as well, see what it looks like at 5 gigahertz. Just see what it says. And check it to a like i9 9900K. Should be a little bit more performance, but probably pretty close to it for single core. $10,186. Is that good? Let's gotta do 6 performance cores. Some bench multi. And my best right now is 16,935. That should be at like, yeah, 5.4. Hit 67 on load. What did I hit here? 52. Yeah. So temps are really good, especially with no hyper-threading. Hyper-threading will raise the actual temperature quite a bit. But I'm getting the 16,000 due to the fact you get 1/3 more performance with hyper threading. So it's pretty good. See what everyone else is getting. So single stage phase change, you'll get around 5.5. I was on just custom water, 5.4. Single stage, 5.5. See what kind of temperatures he's at though. Do want to see what temperatures he was hitting. No, he's not going to show it. He's not going to show the temperatures. That sucks. No. Oh, yep. 0. He was hitting 195 watts as well. So he definitely had hyper threading on. Yeah, 6 core, 12 thread. Gonna say you'll get a lot more wattage as well because you also get that third more performance. It's not bad. And I'm gonna be running a single core. It's gonna take a while, so if anyone has any PC questions or wants to say hi, chat's live and ready to for me to answer anything if you have anything that'd be answered. Like anything, seriously, anything about PCs or my channel, I will answer it. Yeah. Welcome to the channel if you're just joining in. I should say stream though. Welcome to the stream, not the channel. Seems alright for the single core for the speed. Some portions of this test is going to be slower than others, of course, so we'll find out how good it is. It is about 8 degrees in here, so it's not warm by any means. What kind of PC hardware do you guys run, if you don't mind me asking? I run a bunch of different hardware as I do overclocking, and I enjoy it quite a bit. This right here is just a 12600K, just on 6 performance cores, no hyper threading, 5 gigahertz. So it's definitely nothing crazy. Definitely nothing crazy. I think my best on single core is somewhere about 2100 on a 13900 KF. I think it's around 2100. I could be wrong, it could be higher. I'm pretty sure it's about 2100 points for my 13900 KF single core. On multi-core I get 44,000. My best is over 44,000 on Simbench R23. No, it's not that crazy in my opinion. Nope, we got Frosty in the Discord. Looks like we got another person that joined Discord, so welcome to the Discord channel. Single core is very low wattage too, so the temperature will be very, very low. Like very low. Maybe around 34. Maybe 36 degrees Celsius. We'll see after the test. What I should do is show how to use Intel's Extreme Tuning Utility. So how you can do all the voltages, every single core from there. It is very, very useful. Like, very useful. Especially if you want to get, like, that maximum efficiency or, like, a higher overclock, but not on all the cores. You just want to do 2 cores at, let's say you have a 13900K and you want to get 6 gigahertz on 2 of the P cores. You can just set 2 of the P cores to 6 gigahertz and then tune the voltages through Extreme Tuning Utility. That's Intel's. And it's usually the 2.0 you want to use. You can set those 2 P cores to be at 6 gigahertz and tune the voltages to be for those 2 P cores. And it'll also let you know what P cores are the best ones to overclock on, or which ones are your best ones. So the higher the frequency with less voltage. And you can set those and set all the voltages for every other core a lot lower to keep the temperature very, very low. It's quite nice. It's really nice to use. It does take a while to manually tune everything, but once you do it, that's all she wrote. That's all I gotta worry about. Yeah, I am very tired today. Did not get much sleep from last night. Was streaming until about 3:30 a.m. I don't think I got to bed till about 5 a.m. Then I woke up around 9:30ish. Right around 9:30 I woke up. So really did not get that much sleep. But we had fun on last night's stream. That's all that matters. We fixed up a GTX 770. Did some multimeter tests on it. Took it apart, soldered up some of the components on it, like a MOSFET and another SMD. Fixed it up, put it all back together, ran it, and it worked just fine. So I'm very happy about that. Got that graphics card, like I said, for a really, really good deal. And I chucked the gun on eBay for around my area, well, not my area, but to get shipped to me, and that graphics card is over $100. So, like I said, it's a very good deal for me to be able to fix it up and be able to run it for tests. It will also help out my hardwarebot.org profile, as in I'll get more hardware points for it, which is good. And we'll see if we can get some golds out of it after I modify it, because I will be modifying it and put it on water, on the custom water loop. That will be coming down the road. That also takes some time to do. Yeah, make sure everything gets set up properly, everything gets soldered up nicely, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Oh, it's 1809 for single? What? What I want? 6P core, go to single core. Oh, I haven't even put a 16 on it. Or I haven't even put a score on it. What do I do for my 12600K all core? I did 2056. So what do I do with my 13900K? Whoops. My 13900KF. 24? 2335. Alright. So I'm gonna oh no. I could get way better score than that. Probably even beat the 2000 points that I had on 2065 points that I had on the all core. for a single core on R23. So I'll just good reference. That's for 5 gigahertz though, so it's pretty good in my opinion. Just 12 cores, no hyperthreading, nothing. 10,186 for multi, and single core is 1809. Not half bad. Again, if you're just coming to the stream or new to the channel, you can ask me any PC questions that you have, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my knowledge. What other tests should we do? What other tests should we do? I do like my Super Pi. I really do. Actually, we will do a 7-zip. We'll do a 7-zip. We'll just put down to normal. See what it's looking like for just 6 performance cores. No hyper-threading. See what it's kind of like. Honestly, that doesn't look half bad for 5 gigahertz. Hyper-threading, of course, you get a third more performance. Roughly. Wonder if it's 8:32 now. Okay. Uh, 51,650. It's not terrible. Oh, yeah, I was gonna check to see what an i9-9900K. Whoop, not 19. i9. i9-9900K for single core. And we are looking around. The best is 1832 at 6800 for the frequency. So we go to about 5 gigahertz onto it. So down here, 1319 points roughly. So 12600K is quite a bit better. Like, just overall better. And that does help you in like games and other things too, having that much more speed on a single core. Oh, that's also what I wanted to do. 285K. Right there. For R23. What's 2400? What? 2400? Or 2544? On what? That makes no sense, man. That's... What? Everyone else is over 40,000 points. This guy is at 2544. 2,544 points. What? Okay, whatever. These guys are doing on liquid nitrogen already. Holy moly. I wish. 8,000. Oh, so does that mean he's using the new CU RAM? I wonder if he's using the new CU RAM. Memory. Nope. He's not using the new CU RAM. He's just using his 6,000 kit too. He's got overclocked to 8,000 though. I'm not sure why. It's only Cinebench. You don't need RAM overclock on Cinebench. Doesn't actually help performance. It's not for Cinebench. It's got 710 on. P-cores at 5.6. 8 cores, 8 threads. 8 cores, 8 threads, 47,000 points. What? 8 cores. Okay, I'm saying this correctly. 8 cores, 8 threads. Are these tests just messed up with this new CPU? Alright, let's go to liquid nitrogen. It's gotta be. It's gotta be the tests are just messed up. The E cores. The E cores are at 6.4 gigahertz. What? The E cores are at 6.4 gigahertz. I don't even care. It's on liquid nitrogen. The E cores are at 6.4 gigahertz. Yes, I'm saying that correctly. I gotta keep saying to make sure I'm hearing myself here. The P cores are at 6.6, but the E cores are at 6.4. Absolutely maddening. And he hit a whole maximum of 5 watts. So this test is really odd. I think this new CPU is messing with some things by the looks of it. By the looks of it, the CPU is actually... He's on liquid nitrogen. He's in 6th place, but he doesn't have a verification screenshot. So does anyone have a verification screenshot? This guy does. So it really is on liquid nitrogen. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. So first place is 8 cores. So the 8 performance cores is at 7 gigahertz. Okay, it's making sense. The E cores are at 6.6 gigahertz. That's 16 cores at 6.6 gigahertz. The voltage is only 0.86 volts. I guess he's on liquid nitrogen, but that's very low. I mean, it's reading it on both on that. So, what do I believe on that one? I don't know what I believe on this. I don't know. Maybe the CPU is just too new and it's messing with this test. Benchmark. That's awesome. Benchmark. Bench me. That's crazy though. E-cores are going way above 6 gigahertz by the looks of it. So we'll go to the 59,000. We'll go Splave. So he's well known. Well known. Hopefully everyone knows him. No verification screenshot, man. Where's your verification? Your top 20. You have to have a verification screenshot. So I'm gonna say the CPU is too new and it's messing with the test, and all these guys already know it because they have it and they've been testing it and found out that it's just messing with it, and they're not caring about it. P core 6.6 and the E cores 6.5 gigahertz. Voltage looks correct on this one though, 1.4 volts. So that looks correct. That looks more correct to me. Oh my god, that is insane. Does he have the new memory? He does have the new memory. So he has the new CU memory. It's a 9600 kit. And he's in gear mode 4. Anyone else have the new memory? Sends, do you have it? Please tell me you have the new memory. At least you have a verification screenshot. Usually top 20, you gotta have a verification screenshot of your system. Top 20. 6.6 on the E-cores. That's maddening. That is absolutely maddening. Core voltage 1.634. Probably not that high. But does he have the new memory? No, he is using the G-Skill OC World Cup memory. So it's not the new memory. It's the World Cup memory 2024. Still, that's absolutely insane. I wanna check out, see how much the memory now is for everything here. CU memory. It's a new kind of memory that has a different kind of way to take your data on or transfer data on the memory. So instead of like the way the memory works and all that is like instead of it going up through the actual pins on the actual RAM stick, like going up and going through all the chips, goes up, gets split and carried off. It's a lot faster. It's a lot faster. And it's like guaranteed 9,000 megatransfers per second basic. That's what they're saying. Up to 10,000 right now. So, what I want. We'll go memory. We'll go memory frequency. Now, has anything increased? The best so far is 12,000. 12,000. A lot of 12,000s. 12,000 mega transfers. So there's 6,000. You got times it by 2. See how this guy has 11,211. You don't have to type in that. You can just write. You can just split that in half, basically. Same thing with this 12,000. You can just write it as 6,000. Oh, it's not even 12,000. Why is he writing 5,600? So it's not really 12,000. Something's wrong there. It's not. It's 12,000, then that would be 6,000. If anyone has any PC questions, let me know, or has any questions about this channel. If you're new, welcome. Also, if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like one. Dr. Antoine. Dr. Antoine's good. Ooh, I'm so far down the list at 4,100, I believe. Yeah. There I am. So far down the list. That's okay. I will get it better. I'll get a better score from my memory here. Probably this year, I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. This year I get at least 8,400 would be where I want to be. They go to -2 tonight. Let's go some 3D Mark 2001 second edition. Yeah. I do want to get a 980 Ti so I can see what kind of scores I can get with it on this. Because 980 Ti will beat my 3070 Ti on this test. Actually, give me 1 second. Exit that. What I want to do is that. And we'll rerun. I am still here, though, by the way. I am still here. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the live chat, and I will answer to the best of my knowledge. And there are some people that are maybe watching that will let you know that I do know a thing or two. If anyone is new to this stream, welcome. And if you have any kind of questions at all, anything about this channel, any questions at all about this channel, or any kind of PC hardware questions, let me know. I do know a thing or two. All right. Oh boy. Oh, I am here. Still want to touch anything for the test here. I'll turn on the camera here in a second. But if you have any questions, please let me know, or just let me know how your day's going. You can also let me know what kind of PC that you have, the components that are in it. Be a pretty laid back stream this stream today. It's funny how the test is over in the corner on this one. It's only because it's at 720p. On my screen, it's actually centered. It's not actually what it looks like. It's actually centered on the screen nicely. This next test is pretty rough, by the way. And again, another one. Oh, this is a high polygon count, actually. And this is a 22-year-old benchmark. Gotta love these old benchmarks. They're awesome. Maybe an old benchmark, but still looks pretty good. Might do some Black Myth Wukong as well, benchmark. See what the 5 gigahertz on just 6P cores, no hyperthreading, see what that does. Oh, something wrong with my chat? Are people actually writing? Oh my god, oh my, I'm so sorry. My chat went out on me. It was so far up. I'm sorry. Professor, welcome. Multi-Dragster, welcome. I'm sorry for not answering you guys. Nico, welcome. Hart, welcome. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Holy, Qsire. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name. My chat went out. I am back. I'm not sure what happened. They like paused it way up. Okay, I'm gonna answer some questions real quickly. What's the device name of your temperature? Dave. Dave is my my actual temperature gauge and humidity gauge. His name is Dave, and he is normally sad, but this week he's been very happy, which I kind of like. Same here. I've been quite happy this week as well. Hope everyone has been having a good week as well. He thinks CB24. Probs edited multi-score. Oh, true. I never checked to see if he was doing SimBench 24, but as I looked on the screen, it looked like SimBench 23 or 23. So, Nico, how did your overclocking competition go? It hasn't even started yet. 5 days and 11 hours. So in 5 days, 11 hours, I will be doing the competition. That was a legitimate question. How did the? Sorry, man. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm sorry, everybody. My chat went out. Got like 8th or 9th. No, I didn't get it. It was 27th. For the Team Cup 2024 that happened way back in the summertime. I got 27th overall, but I was the only one in my team. So give me 1 second. I'll put the actual camera back on. I'm sorry. I am. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah, my chat went out, so if you're just coming back, and I'm not ignoring anybody, my chat actually went out. That's why I kept asking, because I kept seeing people join in, but I didn't see any new messages or anything, so that's why I kept repeating myself. So I do apologize for that. That's actually a pretty good score. 138,000 is actually a pretty good score there. Um, Probably on. I wasn't on delay. It literally just went right out. Honestly, thank you for answering. Yeah, thank you, Hart. You're the man. You're helping out a lot. Again, my chat went out, so apologies. Yeah, I got 27th overall. For Cold Canadians, it's my team, Cold Canadians, and I got 27th. But some teams, like I said, had literally 50,000 members, and there was 217 teams in total, and I got 27th. When like benchmarking the comms of Dark. Yeah, almost like going to reentry. Hello there. Yeah, hello. We had a crash yesterday and internet dropped out. Yep, yep. How was you? Yeah, day. It's been good. My day's been pretty good. Just been relaxing today. Did a little bit of leaf blowing. That's about it. I'm getting new school clothes. Yep, I'm switching home. Nice. I can call you Q. I'm gonna call you Q then. Yeah, I got 27th. Yep. Hey, how's it going, Koo? Is this the same GPU you're testing? No, the GPU that I was testing yesterday and fixed up yesterday was a GTX 770. This GPU that you see the score there is my modded 3070 Ti, and it beats out 6800 XTs and 6900 XTs that are on liquid nitrogen. And I'm on air. It's all on air. It's just a modded card that I modded. I mean, it could have been gold if only went pro. Yeah. Uh, I consider myself a pro. Wait, that's actually crazy. 27th by yourself. Like, yeah, I was happy. Hey, I was really happy I got 27th. Like I said, there's 217 teams, and there's a couple teams that outbeat me, and they literally had like, I think they have 56,000 members in their team. So I did pretty good. And then, the really top guys, of course, beat me out, of course, because they're doing everything on liquid nitrogen, and they had every card, every CPU, every RAM kit for that test. I don't have every hardware like them. Like I said, they have like basically every hardware. I'm trying to get every hardware, but it's not cheap, of course, to get every kind of hardware out there. You have to get AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, different motherboards, RAM kits. I mean, a whole bunch of different RAM kits, all the way from DDR to DDR5. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're new to the live stream, welcome. My chat is back, and I will be answering every question that you guys have, because I am back. Yeah, I can show you. So this score is actually good. I'll show you what I did. It was part of the competition too for the Team Cup. So we can go here, we go competition, and then what we can do is go to the Team Cup. Hyderabad Team Cup started back in July, ended September 15th. Team WEG, by the way, won, and I got 27th, which Cold Canadians down here. And like we can check out Team WEG, they have 149 members. If we click on me, I have me. My team is open, so if any of you do overclocking, you can join my team. These guys have 2,047. These guys have 114. Team Russia has 414. Warp 9 has 50. These guys have 26 that just beat me. Like, just beat me by 1 point. Team Bulgaria. Team Bulgaria has 9. Australia has 373. And Team Australia has some pretty insane overclockers, I must say. So, Team Croissant. Team Croissant is from France. 9 members. Yeah, 27th out of 200 plus is actually really good considering people had teams. Like, yeah, they actually had full-on teams like I'm showing here. I'm trying to figure out which team has that. I think it's Belgium. Nah, it's not Belgium. There's a team in here, though, that has literally 50,000 members. And I can't find them. Yeah, I don't remember. But I outbeat Gamers Nexus. I outbeat Gamers Nexus team, which they are right here. Gamers Nexus. They got 40th with 17 points, and they have 63 members. So if you guys know Gamers Nexus, I'm better than him at overclocking, by the way. Way better than him, and he has teams, and he has like people in that he talks to in that, and I still outbeat them. And he uses liquid nitrogen, by the way. So we can go to Gamers Nexus here. We can actually go to submissions. We can go to Simbench R23. Where is it? Should have one around here. It's 24. Nope. Simbench. That's single. My best, like I said, is 2442. But I guess I have to actually search it up. But yeah, I am better than that team. But 27th, like I said, I'm very happy about it. When do you start making money from YouTube? When I get 3,000 hours of watch time. So I'm almost at 1,500 hours of watch time. When I get 3,000 hours, I get submitted into being monetized. And generally you get monetized, start making money from each view on your channel. And you just need to have 500 subscribers. The next step, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Yeah, it's time. It's time. And no, it's not bad. Literally this week alone, so before I started, well, not before, so this week alone has been absolutely insane, by the way. Thank you everybody for joining my streams. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my videos and just staying here with my channel. I'm hoping I can make things a little bit nicer here in the future for all of you. And again, thank you for my donators, and all of you guys have been awesome as well. But yeah, you get paid per view. Yep. Not hours. You get paid per view. Yeah, you get paid per view. Yeah. So let's say I get 1 million views. I'll roughly make $5,000 to $7,000 off of 1 million views. My channel only has 30,000 views, by the way. So it's not like I'll be making that much money off of my channel right off the bat. It does take a long time. But thank you. So just this week alone, I have gotten over 400 hours of watch time. Before this week, I only had just over 800 hours of watch time, and I've done 12-hour long streams for days on end, or close to 12-hour streams days on end. This week alone, I've literally gotten 400 hours of watch time. So again, thank you so much. You got it, Professor. Thank you as well. Thank you. Apparently I am being promoted after, so these big YouTubers that have multi-million subscribers in that, I am being promoted after, like, let's say the person watches their video, my name and my videos actually show up now after they're done, and they can actually see my channel. They click on it. And I'm literally, because I can go through all how that works and that for the YouTube algorithm. I tried my best to work with it, and it's been paying off quite a bit now. So I'm really happy. I'm going to try to make sure I don't get ads. So like that's why I do a lot of streams in that too. The streams will make sure you don't get ads. My videos, after 10-minute long videos, you will get ads through the video. But generally, I'm just going to try to make a little bit less than 10-minute long videos. I will, of course, be making very thorough and high in-depth videos that are going to be multi-hours long. And those will have multiple, ads in them. But I'm going to try to make all my videos under 10 minutes. So that way there's only an ad at the intro of my video. It's like before you even watch my video. And I'll get paid for that. Yeah, multi-streams with over 10 hours. Yeah. Yeah, no joke. Like, seriously, I've done some of my videos can take me days on end to make too, so I'll try to do multiple videos. I literally write out what I'm gonna say during the videos just to make sure I'm on track and I'm not gonna blab on like some of you have seen how just blab on stuff, because literally like I think some people should know full facts on stuff, and I'll just keep going on to it just to let people know. Uh, but with my videos, I try to make sure everything is fairly, clean cut basically, and that could take me days working on just a couple videos, editing to make sure it looks good too. It does take a long time. Then afterwards, you have to upload it. When you upload 4K at a certain like standard kilobyte rate, it takes hours to upload it as well. And I can't use my PC while I'm uploading because it'll slow stuff down. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad a lot of you have found my channel, and a lot of you have stuck with me, like you, Hart. You have been around for a long time, Hart. You've been watching most of my stream, like literally 99% of my videos. You've been watching my streams as well. You're here all the time. You've helped me out quite a bit as well. Thank you very much. And Professor, again, thank you for the donation. It helped me out. I did buy the MX4 45-gram tube, and it will be showing up here hopefully November 2nd. I'm hoping November 2nd because I'm going to need it. I'm going to need it right off the bat. And then I'm going to do a nice video about me overclocking my Xeons and my i7-900s right off the bat. If any of you want to watch a delid video and all that, how I lap CPUs and that, let me know. I will make a stream about that or a video about that. I do have one video about it, but it's not that great, in my opinion. I've said I don't, like, some of my views aren't that great, but then I have people comment, it's actually not half bad, man. It's not your best work, but it's pretty good. And again, thank you kindly for the kind words there. Yeah. Yeah, multiple streams. Yeah, multiple streams. Like, there's a couple that have like 9 hours and 45 minutes, but I mean, yeah, I have a lot of streams over 10 hours. Yep. Thank you, thank you. And then like before I do streams, before I make videos, just to refresh memory, sometimes I'll go on and I'll make sure my facts that I'm saying are correct. Again, I apologize about my one stream. I said that some CPUs were made from ceramic. That is not correct. They're just encased in ceramic, and it's actually for a reason back in the day that they were encased in ceramic. I won't be saying that because I am currently working on a video about when CPUs came out, when the first MCPU came out, because it technically is a CPU, but it's not a CPU because it isn't. And a whole bunch of things that go into the process of making CPUs, and advancements for the future that have been worked on for the past 10 years for CPUs as well. Buddy, I think my 12600K is amazing. The 13600K, probably way better. I have not worked with it. I've worked with a 12600K, 13900KF, and a 12900K for the LGA 1700s. But for my research on forums and actually Intel's specs on the CPUs, it's a really good CPU. You can clock it really high. The P cores are really good on it, and it has 14 cores, man. So if you need a CPU that has more cores and has those P cores are good for gaming, and just having those extra cores, like those E cores, especially when they clock up pretty high too, it's very useful. I'll make a video. I'll make a video here. I think I got my 12900K right here. Here it is. Here it is. All right, I'll make sure I go at a bobblehead mode here. All right, we get a bobblehead here. I do have my 12900K. My 13900KF is actually in a case, so just in case I go back to it and see if it is fully broken. But I've done multiple tests. I've done soldering work on stuff onto them. But yeah, how to break a 12900K? Just get a direct die. Use liquid metal too if you want to break your hardware. Use liquid metal. I hate liquid metal, and I don't like direct dyes. So we gotta go here. We gotta zoom in. All right, focusing on my face. Stop focusing my face. So yes, you'll see around it here. That's just the glue that I had to put the IHS back onto it. I was just using some form of like construction grade super glue basically. I didn't do that with my 13900 KF. I used like actual silicone to go around it, and it's a high temperature one too, so that way I can easily clean it. It looks a lot better than this. But as you can see, I lapped it a bit to flatten it, and that's all I did. And that was pretty flat, even with like a really good razor. But it's hard to show. It does look like there's a crack in it, and it doesn't load. I've also resoldered on the SMDs down here, changed them over. Like I bought rolls of the actual SMDs for, I forgot what they're called, these ones, but there's a certain SMD for these bottom ones that you can put onto it that work for it, and I've tried it. It does not register the CPU anymore, or my 13900 KF for that matter, all because I used a direct die, and I'm pretty sure I cracked the actual die. But that's why I don't like direct dies, and will never use them again. First learn about tech. So I'm born and raised out in the country, like literally born and raised out in the woods of Canada, out in the woods on a hill that had, I think we had approximately 20 people. So it's less than a village. If you know what a hamlet is, I lived in a hamlet. It's smaller than a village. A village has 200 plus people. I lived in a hamlet that had less than 200 people that were living in that town. So I was living in a very, very small town out in the woods, and my grandparents actually bought me Maximum PC because I was getting into like learning more about technology and that, and then they got me Maximum PC, like an actual subscription to Maximum PC, if any of you know what that is. And we're talking back in 2001, 2002 area. I think it's around 2002 is when I started getting into that Maximum PC, reading everything about the PCs back in the day, all about the Athlons and stuff like that. And yeah, that's how I got into it, to be honest. And when I was younger, I literally would take apart everything. Doesn't matter if it was a PC or not. I would take it apart, see what made it ran, put it back together, and then I had like sketchbooks and that I would do sketches and that to see what I could do with it, with what I had. And I had some pretty good parents for not getting me too much trouble on to doing stuff like that, because I could put it back together, and it worked after I put it back together, even though I was like 8 or 9 years old. CPU is the real MVP. It looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine. I can see the gigahertz escaping. This 12900K, it got toasty, by the way. Like, it got real toasty, the CPU. The 13900K was still a toasty CPU, but for my first LJ 1700, this right here was like the true test and true CPU that I really learned about DDR5 overclocking on, and about the temperatures of the LGA 1700s. Everything just stayed apart. No, I would put it back together at least. Like remote control cars. I got like these little remote control tanks, like cheap remote control tanks. I would change out the gear ratios into them when I was younger. I would make them fully waterproof by like using a whole bunch of different kinds of hot glues and silicone and areas onto it, and I would throw it out into the swamp basically and drive it back to me. Monster trucks, I would take them apart. I would add in extra batteries and then add in my own lights into them. I would add in range extenders onto them, so that way I can drive it all the way down the hill a couple miles and just watching the light basically go. And then like hopefully I can turn around and it not crash into the ditch, because the ditch would go down like 20 or 30 feet in some spots, or into water, into the creek. So yeah, it was fun times growing up. I had dirt bikes, four-wheelers, stuff like that too. It was fun times out in the country, like real fun. But yeah, I got into it from Maximum PC. I can thank my grandparents for that one. And from there, I just kept learning more and more about PCs. Your accent when you say it out and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm Canadian, so like, don't feel sorry, man. You can say it. I laugh along too. So basically, like if you game and stuff like that, you meet a lot of people while gaming and whatnot too, and they always go, "You're Canadian. Can you say that again?" I'm like, "What do you want me to say?" They say about, and they go about about no about. Like they would instantly know I'm Canadian just because the way I speak. And the mainframe by rogue cyber professionals. Yeah. In high school, we would hack into the high school computer systems. Make sure, like, let's say, those teachers can just sit at their desk and see what all the computers are doing in the room or something like that. We'll make it so the teacher couldn't even get into the actual to look at that. We would lock the teacher out sometimes too. It was good times. Things have changed quite a bit from that. Like it's more of a high security now. It wasn't as high security back when I was in high school though. So it wasn't as hard as what you would think to do to be able to do that kind of stuff. Hey, yeah, it's hard, man. We all have our different accents. We're all from different parts of the world. We all have different preferences, and we're all raised a little bit different, right? And raised out in the country, we literally raised our own pigs, chickens. We shot our own, like, deers, moose, bears, and stuff like that to eat. Gardens as well. We made our own maple syrup as well. But yeah, that's the country living for you. But then as I got older, like I said, I moved out when I was 16 years old, quite young. I moved out, and the only way to really find work in construction and stuff like that was to find like residential areas that are being built. And I got into, like I said, limestone cutting. I'm mainly frame nowadays or renovations, but I also do tile work, like high end, sometimes high end if you can find a customer to let you do it. I can do high end custom tile work for them. Bathrooms, kitchens, floors, walls, doesn't really matter. I do it all. I just got into more and more overclocking because I don't have a picture on here. If you go into the Discord, you can see my RX 580. That was 6 or 7 years ago now. About 7 years ago, I have an RX 580 all torn apart. I made my own GPU block out of an old AIO, so I gutted it out to make sure that the water went through it properly. Had to make some new like gateways for it so the water went through the fins properly. And then it's literally drilled through the holes that are on the GPU with big screws. Don't copy what I did. I literally I used an aquarium pump to pump the water, and the little container is a DeWalt container that would just fill up with snow and a little bit of water, so that way I can pump really cold water through the RX 580. And that's really where it started for me doing the hardcore overclocking, is that RX 580 that I later on actually sold. I later on sold it to someone who enjoyed it for years. He messaged me often asking me more stuff that I could sell him, and no issues with that graphics card. Like even though it looks like I might have broke it, I didn't break it. But that's only on the Discord channel. Like that's an old picture I had to find in my phone. But yeah, I got into it and I'm just continuously doing it. And from that RX 580, I bought a 1080. I sold that 1080, bought a 6700 XT. I bought another 1080 because I like got into overclocking, so I bought another 1080. Kept that. I sold the 6700 XT, but I didn't post any scores on the actual hardwarebot.org until just a few years ago, to be honest. And yeah, girlfriend or wife. I've had many, but as someone that has some issues with his body, such as mine, it's hard to keep a girlfriend, especially a girlfriend that doesn't have kids of her own. Um, so if you know what I mean there. But yeah, I don't have a girlfriend currently, no, or a wife. I've never been married. And yeah, I am 31 years old. So again, I've had a lot of spare time, and Do I really search for a girlfriend or to find an actual wife? No. If one finds my like likes me or wants to be with me in that, then sure, we can give it a try. But generally, it doesn't last as long as I would hope sometimes, or we would just be both mutual and end the relationship. So that's usually how it goes. Yeah. I'm just trying not to be too specific. It's not nothing bad, of course, but I mean, some people are born be able to, and some people are not born to have kids. So I am not. Yeah, my like longest relationship is literally like just over 3 years. So it's not like I've had a very long relationship either. I've been I've been with a lot of women, by the way. So yeah. Hey, how's it going, Frosty? Welcome to the channel. When's the movie starting, by the way? I don't know what 9 p.m. CST means. Yeah, where'd you walk into? I have the same perception. If she likes me, I would, but I'm not going. Okay, thank you. And I would not go out of my way for love. Yeah, focus on exactly. Focus. Yeah, man. Focus on school, especially if you're on school. Focus on it. Don't be like me. I was very good in school. All my tests and exams, I was getting 95% and up, but I never did the homework, which counted for up to 50% of your marks at some on some things. So, like I said, I in grade 9, I was doing grade 11 advanced physics just because I was able to do it. So I actually went into it and made sure that during the first semester and second semester of school, or the first semester, I'd be writing certain tests, and then I was being able to allow to do the grade 11 physics, and I did that. And marries a death sentence to over, basically, yeah, basically, right? Um, you'll see when I start doing the overclocking. I am very focused. I won't be looking at the chat as much. Some of my viewers that know some things, let's say if we have some people that come onto the channel and I'm not answering them right away, just let them know that I am here. It's just I'm very focused on what I have to do for the competition, as I am trying to get the best score with what I have. I don't have liquid nitrogen and all that yet, so I have to be more focused with my water and the actual tuning aspects of things to make sure it's going to give me a score very close to liquid nitrogen. And like I said, a few of my tests are up around liquid nitrogen scores, and I'm only on water. So I do a lot of tuning. I do know a lot about PC hardware. I'm glad, man. It's like half my life. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm very focused on the competition and all that. Like you'll just see, and I do apologize for when the competition starts, especially for like the Discord people, and like I won't be promoting myself as much either. That kind of sucks. Like promote myself on other channels like TikTok, Instagram, and I also use Snapchat. I have a Snapchat for my YouTube channel. A lot of people will go, "Oh, you talk to a lot of people on Snapchat. You must be talking to a lot of women." Not really. I'm just I'm just giving them my YouTube channel so that way they can come to it, or tell their boyfriend or whatever just to come to my YouTube channel. It's literally just promoting. Which I have been slacking on for the past week now. I've been slacking on the promoting myself, but I was promoting myself quite a bit the week before. Maybe that helped add into this week, because this week, like I said, has been absolutely insane. Again, thank you all for watching and subscribing. It's been a really good week. Like a really good week. Buying you a domain, nice. Yep, exactly. Yeah. If you just have your own passion, right? If you have your own it doesn't have to be PC stuff, doesn't have to be the same as everybody else, but if you have a passion, you're more focused on that passion than somebody else is that is not, right? So it all depends on what you like and your preferences. My phone is going nuts. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, thank you, Professor, for letting me know. I didn't realize my it was out. You let me know by the Discord, by the way. I just didn't say anything. Uh, women never respond on. No, I know. I post up. Going to be live streaming soon on my profile. I get all these Snapchats. Will you be mine? You're handsome. You're cute. It's like, thank you, thank you. That's all I say is thank you, and then I start streaming. I've already been talking. I'm talking to someone currently, and she's not on Snap. Well, she is, but I haven't been messaging her Snapchat. If you're there, say hi. I'm pretty sure she's here. She's working on some editing pictures and probably maybe taking some pictures. She does pictures like for Storm Watch Ontario, by the way. She does like those pictures of auroras, the comet, and just really nice pictures, to be honest. Yeah, you don't. It's whatever you use. Like I said, I use these platforms to promote my YouTube channel. It literally has the like OCPC YouTube, um, OCPC YouTube for basically all of them for like TikTok, Snapchat, and Instagram. There she is. What's your top three favorite games? That would have to be Counter-Strike 2 before I got into the top 1000 and nothing but hackers. So Counter-Strike 2, Apex Legends, and a game that I played for about 11 years. It's called AVA, Alliance of Valent Arms. And the best time to play it was way back, about 2012. 2011, 2012 was the best time to be playing that game. And it was, the company that owned it at the time was EG. So anybody that played with me, by the way, things have changed, right? Things have changed. I've had literally friends on there in my teams and all that, and literally moved across the world and gotten married to each other. So like games can be a life changer. It's not just a game to some people. It's also like friendships, literally marriages, and more. I don't know what that is. What's a UNC? Makes you want to freaking cry. Yeah, right. Uh, no, it's awesome. It's awesome to see that that kind of stuff can happen, right? Like literally, they moved from like, um, her name was Curly, Curly, and that's how you pronounced her name. It wasn't not spelled that way. She moved from like Russia all the way to USA for somebody, and they got married like a few years afterwards. Like they tested it all out and that, yeah, and then they eventually got married. Chill older guy. Oh, okay. Okay, got it, got it. Oh, I'm glad I'm chill. I'm glad you guys like me, to be honest. I didn't think a lot of people would be really into what I like, so I didn't think my channel would even get this big. This big, to be honest. Like, I really did not. It just blocked me on games. You gotta be nicer, man. You just gotta be nicer. Stop telling them they suck when you're the one that sucks. Give her who you see and talk to. Idea girl though. I thought it was girl, nah, 30-year-old T. Wow. Yeah, smart, smart. Yeah, don't. Yeah, you really do have to watch. Like, things have changed from like literally I was playing these games before you even born. So, like, things have changed since then. So, you really gotta watch yourself nowadays. But horny old man I could be an AI. You never know. It's okay. Just dream about having meaningful. Yeah, just dream about it. Oh, such a nice. Yes, yeah. No, I don't like those flowers. Yes, the cupboards match the floor. I can't wait to work on this. Yes, I want to see pictures in Discord, Heart. I want to see pictures on Discord about the 11900 KF. Yes, honey, I will take out the garbage for the last time. You gotta ask Frosty. You just gotta ask. You gotta ask Frosty that one. He's the one that's setting it up. Again, thank you, Frosty, for the Discord channel. Well, I set up the Discord channel, but Frosty set it up. Like, he's the one that's actually doing all these rules, doing all these channels, doing these movie nights. He's the one that's the moderator of the actual channel. Uh, he's been a trustworthy guy, and he knows what he's doing with this kind of stuff. So I made him a moderator, and you got to ask him. Any questions about the Discord, you ask him. Any PC questions, you ask me. If anybody asks stuff in the Discord channel, he will message me basically directly and ask me if just to answer something for somebody, and I will. You gotta take a screenshot, and you gotta have to ask Frosty. I don't know that stuff, man. I'm more into math, physics, and computer hardware, basically, and anything in construction, basically. Not as much as what I should know for construction, but I do know a lot about construction. Just a whole bunch of different trades and that. I've been in a whole bunch of trades, so I just know a lot about construction as well. He is. He's seriously on it. He's seriously on it. He's literally came up with all these rules, and I read through them like, this is like professional. Like, this is actually like professional. Can you just add this in and like that? Boom, he's already got it set up and making it look perfect. It's like, thank you. He's like, oh, well, movie night, what about this and that? It's like, Frosty, you're the moderator. From what I've seen so far, you do what you got to do, and you do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever you want. Just, like, we've already talked, so you already know about it. He's awesome. I had a girl break up because I didn't take her to Olive Garden. my one ex liked our Olive Garden. I didn't have a passport, so we couldn't go to Olive Garden. It was literally just across the bridge in Niagara Falls when I was living out there in Niagara Falls area. It was literally just across the bridge. I'm like, maybe I can sneak across. Don't catch me. I've never had it. I've never wanted to get a passport just to go try Olive Garden, so no thanks. Alfredo's good. Alfredo's good if you just get the can of Alfredo and dump it on some pasta. It's cheaper too. I don't know what's going on with this stream. It should be about PC stuff, you guys. It should be PC stuff. I'm like, jeez. Here we are talking about Olive Garden and girlfriends and stuff. Oh, wrong one. I was trying to make myself into bubblehead mode. No, wrong one. Bubblehead mode. Again, if anyone's new to the channel or this stream, welcome. You can ask me any question about PC stuff and I'll answer. Or you can be like these guys and just start talking about this stuff. Yeah. We have Popeyes. We have Popeyes. It's great. Popeyes is absolutely amazing. I like my KFC still, to be honest. And there'll be a lot of people like, ooh, KFC. I like my KFC still. But Popeyes is really good. Especially their biscuits, their buttermilk biscuits. Oh my god, they're so good. Oh, so good. No, you're lucky. We made our own homemade pizza tonight. My buddy and his family. We made homemade pizzas. We made all of our own pizzas, and he has his own like little pizza oven. So it's awesome. Actually, I should go get my pizza. I still have a full like little pizza that I made for later on today or later on tonight for when I get hungry. Because I always get hungry after dinner, like a few hours after dinner, so I usually eat more. I may be a small guy, but I eat more than most people, to be honest. There we go. Miscellaneous. We'll just go over some of these tests and that. What did I get overall in these tests? Cold Canadians, I got 18 points. What did I get? I got 16th in this one. This is just motherboards though, so I'll just show all my motherboards and that from it. Way down. 16th. I got 16th. Sorry. No buttermilk biscuits from Popeyes? What do you mean? Pretty sure it's buttermilk biscuits here. I think it's buttermilk biscuits. Oh, it's a biscuit. Seems like it's a buttermilk biscuit too. So that's in this system here, that's its board. Again, I like my custom water loops. This is on an air cooler for this board. This is a Intel DX58SO. Not the extreme model, but still a pretty good board. This is my dual CPU server right here. It's a HP ProLiant ML350G6. This is my Z77 Sabertooth with my 73770K, my Z690 ORS Master. This is just an Acer 1333, whatever model that is. And just a random picture. That was probably just to show the actual... No. Just a random picture. Cool. I don't know why I have a random picture there. If you eat a pizza on stream, you can't. Remember, you can't unsubscribe from my channel ever just because I fixed up that GTX 770, man. We've already been through this yesterday. They're hard as rock 9 times. Oh, no, they're perfect here. Like, literally, they're like still steaming fresh. You take it, and you go, add a little bit of butter or add a lot of butter and just mow them down. I'll eat like 5 or 6 of them. And then I'll eat like 3 sandwiches, like the chicken sandwiches. I like the spicy ones. I'll eat 2 or 3 spicy sandwiches. I'll eat about 5 or 6 of those buttermilk biscuits. And then if we bought chicken or that, I'll have some of those. I ate 2 pizzas today, so 2 medium-sized pizzas. Made myself 2 medium-sized pizzas, and I already ate 2 of them. I got 1 more. When is the last time you got a troll? Probably not really trolls. I don't get a whole lot of trolls, to be honest. I get people on, like I said, my Intel degradation videos and stuff like that. They'll be like, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, this. You literally don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, this. Like, they think they know what they're talking about. Like, they're telling me these low-end CPUs are degrading. They can't hit that profile. The low-end CPUs, non-Ks, cannot hit the profile that it was set in place with Intel, and the motherboard manufacturers, even on extreme OC mode, would not go up to 1.6 volts. So, and I was telling them that, and they're like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." It's like, no, they literally cannot hit the mark of that. They're not a K variant, and they don't have enough power to actually go up to that certain mode that's put into place by Intel. You have to have a K variant that's a enthusiast grade 13900K or 13900KF or 13900KS and 14900K, 14900KF, and 14900KS. You have to have those to be able to hit that mark. The 12900Ks, they didn't really say much about them, but I'm pretty sure they had that kind of issue as well because they could hit that profile. But yeah, there's people telling me I'm wrong, and then literally like either a few weeks or a couple months down the road, more news comes out, and I'm right like 99.9% of the time. It's like, geez, I'll take all the hate and all that, but geez, I like how we can't even remember rankings. That's so true. You got like 8th or 9th. No, man, I got 27th on the last one. I wish I got 8th or 9th. But I didn't. I'm the resident troll of that account, basically. You got 8th or 9th, something like that. No, no. Close, man, so close. Bazinga! They were overvolting them, right? The ones that were able to. Yeah, they were. The motherboard manufacturers are overvolted them, so they would put them into the extreme OC profile, that liquid nitrogen, dry ice, or if you had like really good chilled water systems, you could actually use that profile and be safe on. And then on 1 or 2 cores, it would go up to 1.6 volts. A Zeus in the BIOS was putting the CPUs up to 1.6 volts in the BIOS. So the longer you're in the BIOS, you're just degrading your CPU just by being in the BIOS doing nothing. And then on certain all-core workloads that would put a certain percentage of strain on all the cores at the same time will lock the cores to 1.6 volts. And then once the test was done, it would stay at that voltage until you turned off your system. And that was due to the motherboards, not Intel. Intel, that's not in place with Intel. That's really the motherboards. The young Sheldon's goaded. Yeah, yeah, Professor Bazinga. Also, I've sent you, I think 2 days ago, a message. Lo, I want an opinion. I don't want to rush you. Oh shoot, my bad. I thought we talked about that message, didn't we? I thought I talked to you about it on the stream. Did I not? Pretty sure I know which one you talked about. With the gaming channel. Yeah, you, like I said, you do you, man. I've already told you, just not even 10 minutes ago, man. It's basically your Discord channel, too. I made you the moderator. I trust you. You do what you got to do. If you want to add in a whole bunch of more channels, gaming channels and other kind of voice chat channels, it's you, man. You're doing perfect, man. Like, literally, I could not do better. A professional is like what you are doing, so... It's all you, man. Yeah. Trust me, I got a memory. I don't forget, or if I forget, it's because I want to forget, and I don't want it in my mind because it's just holding information back. Like, your mind can only hold so much information too. So, like, for me, I'll literally try to forget something that's really ridiculous. But since you guys are all part of my channel, you guys are subscribers. Like, even if I get 1 million subscribers, I would probably remember chats from years ago from a certain subscriber, or someone that talked in my chat or was there multiple times. Like, it's not like I'm gonna forget any of you guys anytime soon. So, like, geez, my mind is just like that, though. That's me. Yeah, your brain did, mine didn't. Just like Kasire there, he probably thinks I already forgot about his 5600X. I'm already thinking about the overclocking on the 6 cores, the voltages that we can do, and the memory overclocking, by the way. I've already been writing it down too, about making sure we get this done correctly. Just because you're on an air cooler, we can only go so high. But it looks like we can probably go more than 4.5 gigahertz. We'll probably go up to 4.7 gigahertz on all cores, by the way, which will give you quite a bit of performance. But we gotta tune your memory, and I have to refresh my memory on DDR4. I know a lot about DDR4, but it's Samsung B-Die, which is the best there is. And by the looks of it, you don't have Samsung B-Die. Yes, we love Frosty! Yeah, man. Just because I'm not messaging you or not, it doesn't mean I have a lot of time right now because I have a lot of things in life that I'm currently not working. So that's why I say if I don't have money for these kind of things, it's because I literally don't have money because I'm not working. Generally, I am working. Like, I'm not a lazy person. I help out my buddy where I can. I help out his family, and then I'm trying to work on my YouTube channel as much as possible, basically. Yeah. I'm going to make a channel called Tech with Hammers, but I decided that it would be too obnoxious. Have you seen let's smash a CPU open with a titanium hammer? That's like that. What can we smash today? That'd be awesome. It's just, yeah, it takes a lot longer than most people think, and you actually have to spend money. You can promote yourself on YouTube by spending money. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like Timmy Joe there, like we talked the other channel there. Like, I don't want to be like him where he's a great guy. Like he awesome YouTube channel, great guy. Did a lot of dumb stuff in my opinion, but had some cool hardware. I thought he was a really cool guy, like really chill, laid back guy. But he had a family in that, and he spent a lot of money on promoting his channel, which costs a lot of money. You can promote your channel, and I can probably have 10,000 or 20,000 subscribers in a month if I put the money to it. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it the slow way, the hard way. I mean, I'd like to abuse myself apparently, so I'm trying to do it the hard way. You don't want to review computers on the internet. I don't. I just want to overclock, man. I want to overclock. I want to have a good time. I want to show people about certain things, tell them like the actual ways to do stuff to not harm your PC or your components and stuff like that. And I just want people to like enjoy my content, not try to be a different person basically to just to get people, to get viewers and that. I just I'm going to be me. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to change my ways, basically. Yeah, the internet's... To be honest, there is three webs. You know that, right? The three interwebs. We got interwebs 3.0 now. I think they're working on interwebs 4.0, which is like in depth. Can we get a fit check? What do you mean a fit check? For what? Is that like a weave check? I don't have one. Hey, what up there, Joe? What is up, Joe? How's it going, man? How's it going? Oh, my outfit. Yeah, I'm wearing my my nice. By the way, this was given to me by someone I helped do some work for. His name is also Dave. But yeah, this coat is a very expensive coat. It is a battery operated Bosch coat. So if anyone that knows about like construction brands and stuff, you'll know that this coat's not a cheap one. I do have a also a leather jacket that is for like Skidoo. It's a Skidoo leather jacket. It has goose down and all that in it, but I need to clean it up and make it look nice. If any of you know about Skidoo and their leather jacket, goose down leather jackets, it's good till like minus 65, and it's worth a lot. But yeah, I'm wearing pretty much the same thing as yesterday. I'm in bobblehead mode trying to show this. My bad. But yeah, no, I'm wearing basically the same thing as yesterday, just a little bit different. Like the same sweater, and I got another sweater underneath that and a different t-shirt. And I'm wearing jeans. It's nothing crazy, but this coat, yeah, I'm wearing this coat today because I was able to get it out of the truck. Trailer Park Boys and Tech Repair, basically. Yeah. Has it really been that long of a stream already? I really didn't think it was that long of a stream already. Yesterday I streamed for 5 hours, 55 minutes, and 5 seconds. I needed to stream for 5 hours, 55 minutes, and 55 seconds. That would have been even cooler. But I crashed at 5 hours, 55 minutes, and 5 seconds. I still don't even know how it crashed. Like, the overclock wasn't even serious. I'm still looking at the same page. We're just talking away. Anyone that's new to the channel, welcome. You can ask me any PC question. I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Professor, I don't know Skidoo Jacks. I do know Skadoosh from Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, Skidoo. Good old Skidoo. Skidoo. Uh, I would have, yeah, I would have hit 800 last night. Again, Q there. Again, Q, he gave a share to a couple of his family members, and they subscribed and got me to over 800. So thank you again. Uh, yeah. I know I had 2 more subs to go. I saw that at the end of the stream. I'm like, wow, 2 more subs. That's so close. I streamed for 9 hours and forgot I was streaming one time. Yeah. So Frost, when does movie night start for OCPC's time? Not for my time, 10 p.m. Yeah. Streamer hasn't slept in 72 hours. I've done that. I've done not sleeping for that long and didn't even realize basically. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot to sleep. I might as well stay up, get myself a coffee, get overclocking again. Yeah, you'll see in my older well, not too old, but older videos. You can see in my eyes like how long I've taken to do these streams. Like I would set up for a couple hours because setting up can take a long time when I don't have like a video capture card, by the way. It can take a long time to set up certain things, and literally setting up for 2 hours, stream for 9 to 12 hours, and then disassemble everything after the stream, and then work on videos as well, and then do more research. So I'll be staying up for like 20-hour days or like days on end, and you can see it in some of my streams. My eyes are just done for. I have literally like coon eyes, but I do my best basically, like now still, but you can definitely tell it's a little bit different. Of course, you deserved it, and you'll get many more. I believe you, so you're consistent and thank you, man. Yeah, I'm trying to be consistent. Currently, right now in my life, it's very hard to be consistent, but I am trying to be. I was playing Rust, and I fell asleep at my computer, and some players woke me up instead of... That's awesome! Let's just make a circle around him and yell at him. Wake up. And we'll scare him. Boo! That'd be awesome. I've never fallen asleep gaming. Like I said, and when I get focused on something, I just won't fall asleep. Like when I was doing the DDR5 overclocking too, like just the hours I would put into it, and be like, whoa, was I literally just sitting in the BIOS trying to figure out all these different voltages and RAM timings I want to do, and then all these parameters, because there's different kind of parameters you can set in for memory as well for DDR5, like world loop and world trip and other stuff like that in different parameter section of the BIOS, and I'd literally be there for hours and hours just going through stuff, writing it down. It's like checking the time. Oh, I should probably eat. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, what was another good one I did? 22nd, not that good for that one. Super Pi, I love my Super Pi, but I didn't have any LANs, so you need to have DFI motherboards for that test. Dogpile was a pretty good one. There's no limit. I got 16th on that one. 3D Mark 2001 SE. What did I get there? At 20th. So at least I'm up on the board. Like you can actually see me like up on the board for most of my tests. But again, I don't have all the hardware like a lot of people, other teams did. So I didn't place as good, but I did my best, and that's all that matters to me. Is I do my best on it each time and try to outbeat certain people that are either running a bit higher of a CPU or GPU, or try to beat the same GPU or CPU myself, or try to get to the liquid nitrogen scores. And I am right either underneath liquid nitrogen scores or beating a couple liquid nitrogen scores. So that is my goal, because when I want to get into liquid nitrogen, I have stuff saved up. I have pages and pages of like literally voltages for certain CPUs at certain voltage, certain frequencies, and stuff like that, at certain temperatures and all that. So as soon as I go into liquid nitrogen, I can punch in those numbers right off the bat, test it, and I will get automatically a better score from that, and I can work my way down, like overclocking more from there. Yeah, like I do take my time, due diligence, and try to make sure I do the best I can for overclocking and just for as much knowledge as I can learn about anything, not just PC hardware, anything. But this channel is dedicated to computer hardware, PC hardware. So I try to do my best for it so that way I can give as much knowledge as I can to it. I'm not going to withdraw any kind of knowledge to anybody. I'm not trying to make money on just my knowledge. I'm trying to make money off of YouTube. I'm not trying to make money off of my viewers. Well, I am technically because I get paid per view when I get monetized. But I'm trying to make money off of YouTube. So any donators that donate, thank you. You do not have to donate. But again, thank you. You do help out the community. You help me out quite a bit. Should I make a channel under Chit Chat on Discord called Yummers for Food? Yeah, if you want to. Big ol' heart to you there too, Professor. I'll try to shout out as soon as I get it too. I'll shout you out as well as soon as I get the thermal paste, and I'll try to shout out to you every time I get a new record by using your thermal paste that you got me. You can't technically block ads, but you have to have like a paid block adder to block YouTube ads. YouTube was trying to make it so that way you could not view ads or not even have ads, and still we would get paid. Yes, I will still get paid every view I get. Every single view on the video I will get paid for. But I also need the hours watched on my video. So it's like you kind of need both because you always constantly have to have the hours watched, not just the views. I'm so hungry. We'll work for tacos. Yeah. How long do you think it would take you to get where you are? I thought it was gonna take like where I am now. I never thought I'd even get this far for as long as I did YouTube. Again, I'm going against some pretty big YouTubers out there in the tech industry, like LTT, Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 Cents, and a bunch of other ones like Dawid. Dawid doesn't do overclocking at all, really, but he does YouTube or computer stuff. So I'm in the computer part of it, not the like specifically overclocking computer components. But yeah, I'm going against some big YouTubers out there, so I never thought I'd even get this far, to be honest. Black ads. I block ads on my server, so all the computers in my house will not connect to the hosting sites for ads. So I don't have an ad blocker, but I don't get paid on, or don't get ads on any of my devices. That's awesome, actually. But yeah, no, I'll get paid. I get paid per view, no matter what. It's not much. You don't get paid a whole lot for views. Once I do get monetized, it's like 0.005 cents per view or something like that. So it's not even a cent per view. But it also depends. It also depends. Depends on the video, depends on the time, it depends on a lot of things. I could get paid up to about 7 cents per view. So like there's a lot of in between for these getting paid by YouTube type thing. Yeah, I never even think I'd get this far there, Q. And the other two streams open are like 52 mins right now. Other two streams? What do you mean? What do you mean there, Q? What do you mean? And just give me 1 second. I'm just going to hide my camera for a second, but I am still here. And I'm going to be going over this, more about this old competition that I did. What did I place on this one? 18th. So I'm still on the board, as you can see. I try to get always on the board, be able to see myself on the board. It's possible that, I have 2 of your streams open on playback. Depends if you are, so let's say you have 2 accounts, you have to have different accounts onto different phone numbers and emails, and If you don't and you're on the same network, the second stream won't count for me, by the way. But thank you. YouTube is very stingy. YouTube is very stingy. It's possible that I have multiple accounts, and it's also theoretically possible that I've subscribed to you multiple times theoretically, of course. Yeah. Yeah, let's say everything is working. Yeah, well, it depends though, right? Like it could be a week or two down the road that the hours get taken off. Right now, all the hours are working, so if that's the case, then it's working. But generally, you cannot have two accounts on like your single YouTube or your single phone number. You have to have one account on your phone number, whatever, because you do have to put your phone number in, right? And then on the same network, you cannot have the same phone number and a different account on the same network, and then it won't count for the hours for me. But the hours are going up like crazy. The watch times are going up like crazy. Everything is crazy this week. So. And generally, they would take away the hours already by now. Again, if you are doing that, you guys, thank you very much. You don't have to do so much for you, but thank you so much. For watch time, yeah. Who's ready for movie night? If so, join me. Yeah, I'll probably be there. I'll have to make sure I mute myself though. In the Discord, at least. Yeah, at least one works. Yeah. More or less, just share my my channel to anywhere. Like you share it anywhere. You can copy and paste the link anywhere that you can. Or my streams or my videos. I've had a lot of people do that for me. They just share my stuff, and it's helped me out too a lot. Go join the movie. Let's go watch the movie. I'm gonna stream, but I'm also gonna watch the movie. The Popeyes looks good, man. The Popeyes looks good. I would eat all those biscuits, by the way. I'd eat probably a couple of boxes of those chicken. Maybe a couple sandwiches too. I don't look it, but I eat so much. I could do eating competitions, by the way. I can hold my body. My gut doesn't care about the volume of food. My gut cares about how heavy the food is. I could fit just over 5 pounds of food into my little gut. Let's watch the movie. Let's watch the movie. I'm muted. I'm watching the movie. We're watching Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Always have. I can fit about 5 pounds of alcohol into my gut. That's awesome, man. Welcome. What's up there, this guy? Yeah. Oh, have you been here before? This guy? He just answered. Yeah. Nick Leifer. What is that? Professor 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, is that you? No way. 4. We're all the same. That's awesome. Thank you, man. That's awesome. I was wondering because it's like, man, I know I've seen that name somewhat before. Because we were talking before. Because I gave you my email, right? So I kind of know a little bit about you. I don't want to say your actual name or give away like what your name could be, like your real name. So I'm not gonna say anything. Me too, kidding. Yeah, Nick. That's why I was like, man, That looks very familiar. Like, well, thank you, man. You don't have to do so much for me, man. You've done a lot. You've done a lot. The score is pretty good. I think it was at around, yeah, it was only 4.5. I can do 5 gigahertz, no problem on that. All my accounts have different phone. Wow, dude, that's like, jeez, oh my God, that's awesome. Again, thank you guys, thank you everyone. Like seriously, this week has been absolutely insane. Like I have said a few times now, it has been a pretty crazy week. Um, some people make good money, but they still got mouths to feed. So, man, again, thank you. You don't have to do so much for me. Eventually, one day, like everyone says, I'm gonna make it. So, hopefully, I do here. That'd be awesome, right? If I do. I host my own VOP so I can. Yeah, oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Movie will be starting here soon, I do believe, right? We're all in the voice chat. All right, I'm back. Question: was it a good idea to limit my voltage to 1.3 volt max? For what CPU? Like it's fine. 1.3 volts is fine. It's as long as you're stable, right? Because say your CPU spikes and it needs that voltage, you can crash. If it needs like 3.25 volts, it won't. It'll only go to about 3.15 volts, even though you set it to 1.3. So that's the only thing. That is only a thing, really. Like if your CPU needs that voltage and you can't, it's limited to it, then yeah, it won't. Yeah, 1.3 is fine. Yeah, 1.3 max is fine. Right now, like I said, I'm at 5 gigahertz, and I have a pretty good 12600K. The maximum voltage to 5.5 gigahertz is 1.365 volts. I don't need anything more than that to hit like 5.5 gigahertz on the P cores. But limiting your CPU to like 1.3 so that way it doesn't spike is good. But let's say you overclock it, or I don't, yeah, let's say you overclock it, you need the CPU needs the voltage, you can crash. But since it isn't, yeah, yeah, if you haven't crashed, then you should be just fine, man. If you ever do crash and like let's say it's um yeah, yeah, that's the only thing is you can crash. You'll just hear the Discord, people will be joining the Discord channel, even though my volume's all the way down. Yep, capping the max clock will just make sure that like the 13600K is like the 12600K. It just has more cores. It's a low powered CPU, and you generally don't need too much voltage to overclock it. Generally, depends on the CPU silicon, of course, too. Yeah, okay. The advertisement boost on that is probably 5.1 or 5.2 gigahertz. My 12600K advertisement boost is only like 4.7, I think 4.7 gigahertz or something like that. Oh, 4.9, sorry, 4.9 for my 12600K. It depends on what you're doing too. Also depends on what you're doing with the CPU. Like all core loads, or if it's boosting to the single core overclock all the time, and you're only limiting it to go to 5.1, and it should be going to like 5.2 or 5.3. I'm pretty sure the 13600K is around 5.2 though. I could be wrong. It could be 5.3 gigahertz. And you're set to 5.1, and let's say you're using a lot of single core, you are limiting the CPU. Like as in you're not getting as much performance out of that single core as it would normally do in stock settings. But setting it so the 1.3 volts is the max and it's stable all the time, then it's really good. Probably also stays really stable. All depends on what you're doing with the CPU, like I said. For me, I always do overclock on all cores and all core loads, and all cores are going to be the same as the other cores. So all the cores will be overclocked to 4.3 gigahertz on my 12600K. All the P cores will be overclocked to either 5.4 or 5.5 gigahertz, all P cores. FNCN, what? I'm I'm really bad with acronyms, I think they want to call them. I don't play Fortnite. I play Counter-Strike 2. I had 2,000 wins and like maybe 1,700 losses, something like that. And on like AVA, I had something like, because I played for 11 years, I had like 10,000 wins and 7,000 losses. I was a professional sniper in any game I play first person shooters. I am a professional sniper. How about this concept of clock stretching? Ever hear about that as well? Yeah. Isn't that more of a Ryzen thing though? Clock stretching. Has this stream really been that long? Um, yeah, 2 hours and 25 minutes. Wow. It's my first time building a PC. That's right. This is your first time building. That was your first time building the PC. You don't know nothing. That's right. I should know more about clock stretching then. I'll do more research on the clock stretching. I'm pretty sure it is more of an AMD type thing though. Is everyone watching the video? Uh, you're getting yelled at. You're getting yelled at. All right, man, take her easy. Make sure you eat. I don't know why I still get the notifications. I get sound for it. I have my sound off, and then my mic should be off too. If my mic's not off, let me know. Like in the Discord. Originally trying to replace parts my OPC and bought the 136K. Not realize I needed a completely different motherboard. Really? Wow. Um, what motherboard did you have before? Like, did you have like an LJ 1200 or was it an LGA 1700 board? Because all LGA 1700 boards, as long as you update it, so going from the 12th gen to the 13th gen, you had to update them a certain way to make sure that the update for the 13, let's say you wanted to update the BIOS. From my motherboard, I can take the CPU right out, so it didn't really matter. I took the CPU out and updated the BIOS with a flash drive with a Q flash with no CPU in it. But some people had issues with updating the BIOS to the latest one, so it'd run the 13th gen or 14th gen. But it's more or less going from the 12th gen to the actual 13th gen. The BIOS update didn't work properly, and the CPU either did not work or would perform very poorly. So you had to do it a certain way. So you either had to take out the CPU and do it the way with the Q flash, or a motherboard that was able to do a BIOS update without a CPU like mine. Or if you had a cheaper end motherboard, what you had to do was take the CPU, your new CPU, you had to enable a certain parameter onto the BIOS and on Windows itself. The Windows like operating system itself had to be set a different way. So that way, when you went back into the BIOS to do the update with the whatever, like say like a 12600K and you're upgrading to like the 13900KF that I had, I have to search up the parameter that you actually had to set again. I don't think it was HPET, just to make sure everything was validated properly with times and all that, but it might have been HPET. But you had to do certain things on the operating system and in the BIOS. You had to disable something so that way when you upgrade the BIOS to the latest BIOS to accept the 13th gen with the actual chip that you previously had, you had to do it with the previous chip, and then you had to put the new CPU into it and it would work. If you didn't do it a certain way, the new CPU did not work, or like I said, performed very poorly. I was going from i7 8700K LGA 1511 LGA 1155 or 1151. Yeah, going from LGA 151 to that one. Yeah, you would not be able to do it, of course. I'm going to see if my i7 is still overclocked. You should do it. I had an i7 8700K as well, and I ran it on Z390. Let's say you had like a Z370, you had to update the BIOS, of course, to the latest one to accept those chips. Or like the i9 9900K. Oh, the socket was a square. This was a rectangle. Completely stupid oversight on my part. Yeah. Why isn't it fitting? Or when you put it in, why are all the pins bent now? I run some tests when I have it back to max. Yeah, let me know what overclock you can get on it. With my i7 8700K, by the way, I was able to get it up to 5.2 gigahertz fairly easy. Like, fairly easy. Yeah, like those from the square to the rectangle, then having the like I said, these really big dies and that. Completely different kind of mounting pressure. You need more mounting pressure. And then, like I said, with the direct dies, which I'll never do again with direct dies, like I said, but almost $2,000 worth of CPUs broken from it, 2 CPUs broken from a direct die. And they were the LJ 1700s. They're just such a thin, actual thin silicon layer chip that they're just so brittle and easily broken. Use a rolling pin to stretch it out. Yeah. Can you go get me the wood stretcher? Wait, can you go get me the clock stretcher? I had a boss actually years ago. He knew I was a fairly smart guy, but he wanted to test me all the time about stupid stuff. So every time he said something stupid like, "Can you go get me the wood stretcher?" I'd be like, remember, you're paying me. I will literally go to Tim Hortons, order myself food, sit down and eat a sandwich and coffee, come back and say I did not find it, and you'll be paying me for those hours. He's like, ah, I see. So you know a thing or two. I'm like, yeah, I know a thing or two. If you're new to the stream or my channel, welcome. If you have any kind of PC questions, let me know. I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge. Ad. You guys watching the... Wait, you were supposed to pretend to look for it? Yes. I would pretend by going sitting down and relaxing and drinking my coffee somewhere, and then the boss or someone come by. What are you doing? I'm looking for the wood stretcher. But I was a smart ass a lot too. So like I said, I would literally tell my boss straight up, like, like straight up, like I would literally do this, and you're paying me for those hours, by the way, because I'm still on the clock. I don't care if I tell you or not. You tell me to do something like that again. I'm not telling you. I'm literally just gonna do what I just told you now. Like I'll literally drive down to Tim Hortons or drive down to somewhere to get some food, for a few hours, and I'll come back and say, oh, I couldn't find it. It's like, can you go get my, can you go find that left-handed drill? The left-handed drill? Okay, I'll go find that left-handed drill. That's when they started letting me do like handle jobs and stuff like that, because I could read blueprints, I could do all the stuff by myself basically. But having a helper by my side would help speed things up, of course. Man, yeah. Um, what else was I doing on this one? LJ1156. I didn't do LJ1156, of course. R20 DDR. So did I have that at the time? No, I didn't have. I didn't have these at the time. They gotta be i5s, and they gotta be from Coffee Lake, Sky Lake. So like your 6000s, your 6th gen Intel, 7th gen Intel, 8th gen Intel. Whoop, 8th gen in. Whoop. 8th gen Intel, your Core i5, your 10th gen, and your 11th gen. They all had to be i5s. I didn't have i7 8700K. Literally, I like sold that motherboard not too long before that competition started, and I was like, ah, I shouldn't have sold it. Yeah. Yeah, right. You're supposed to lie about that. My drum triple S. Yeah, yeah. No wonder my sister is richer than me. Yeah, the max of my board support is 3.9 gigahertz. Your board supports a 3. What? No. Um, your board will support whatever the CPU can go to at a certain voltage at a certain temperature. That's how that works. Your board can go up to whatever clock frequency. The only thing that are different from the low-end motherboards to high-end motherboards is your voltage might only be limited to 1.35 volts to the CPU. But generally, you can overclock more if it's an overclock board. But generally, with the lower-end boards, your CPU, your RAM will be limited to about 1.35 volts. Yes, 120 millimeter AIO is enough for a 13600K. You can run a 13600K on a air cooler, and my recommendation on a really, really cheap, so if you're trying to build a cheap system, my recommendation for a cheap air cooler is a Peerless Assassin 120 millimeter air cooler. You can pick them up for about $25 to $35, depending if it's on sale. But generally, it sells for about $35 all the time. That is It's not thermal take. What's that other brand that's like thermal take there? I forgot what the brand is, but it's called the Peerless Assassin. And it's a 120 mil. It comes with two fans, and it has a TDP of 200 watts. Not really, 200 watt TDP, but the actual bottom of the actual cooler is fairly flat that I've noticed. I bought in multiple of them, as at the time I was going to be making some PCs and selling them, but instead I didn't do that. I just started selling individual parts, as selling full PCs was very difficult to do in my region. That's perfect. Yeah, if you have a small case, then a small AIO is the way to go, as the thermal wicking on them is going to be better than an air cooler, of course. And the air coolers for the higher TDP are going to be bigger. And a 13600K is a very low wattage CPU, even if you overclock it. So, yeah, a 120 millimeter AIO would be perfect for you, especially if you have a small case. Multiplier says 39. You'll have to set that into the actual motherboard. You can go into the advanced settings for CPU, go to the multiplier ratio, or CPU ratio. It could say multiplier, or it's generally going to be CPU ratio, and you're going to click on that, and you're going to type in a higher ratio for it. Just don't do any kind of like BCLK overclocking, and it will be just fine. But generally you can overclock it manually by yourself just by doing the advanced settings, multiplier CPU, the actual multiplier, or CPU ratio, and you just manually type in, like, let's say just try to do 40 on it, so that way it's going to be a 40 times whatever your the base frequency is going to be. It should be just fine. You should be able to. Your board won't have a limit on the actual overclock. Not unless it's not an overclocking motherboard, then yes, there will be a limit. If it's not an overclocking motherboard, like I said, there's multiple versions of motherboards. You can have a non-overclocking motherboard, and there's gonna be a limit for some stuff. The overclocking motherboards, you'll have a lower end overclocking motherboard. You'll have voltage limits as well. I can show you my Z390 here. Wait, I'll just type in i7 8700K. I'll show you the voltages in that, and that's a very low end. It's a very low end overclocking motherboard, and you could still overclock the CPU as much as the CPU can go, as long as there's voltage and actual thermal headroom. Because you gotta watch out for Intel's Boost 3.0 to boost Intel's Boost 2.0, those kind of things too. Oh, did you? Okay, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, what's the actual safe temps for CPU anyway? I hear anything under 90. Yep. Um, in my opinion, for safe temps, so these new Intel CPUs, like the 13900Ks, or like what we have, the 13600Ks, their actual max temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. My opinion, try to keep your CPU 80C, 85C max, but around 75 to 80C is just fine. If you can keep it cooler, that's even better. But with these new CPUs, they boosted up to 105 degrees Celsius for normal temperature, for working temperature, which in my opinion is absolutely insane to have some sort of electronic device. Doesn't matter if it's a CPU, SMD, capacitor, a voltage regulator, stuff like that. All of them should be lower temperature, for just making sure you have stability for one, and the other thing is longevity. So if you can keep any PC component below 75 degrees Celsius, you'll just get longevity out of your actual components. Yeah, the new like 285Ks, 265Ks, and 245Ks. Yeah, the Intel Core i9 Ultra 285K is 105 degrees Celsius max temperature, like working temperature, which is 5 degrees higher than the previous gen. Like absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Yep. Give me 1 sec. I'll take a look, buddy. I'm taking a look right now. So your current CPU frequency is 100 times 39. So that would give you 3.9 gigahertz, right? Adjust CPU frequency. No, wait. You should have. You got go into advanced mode. You're not in advanced mode, are you? No, you're not. You're in easy tune and you're in OC Genie 2. If you go into advanced mode, not into easy mode or easy tune or that whatever it's called on your board, but if you go into advanced mode, you'll have different parameters. So go into the advanced mode, and then you should have a CPU performance, or you'll have advanced settings, and then you can go onto that and look for the CPU advanced settings, and then click on that, and then you should be able to adjust the actual CPU ratio to higher just by going into the advanced settings. You're in, by the looks of it, easy mode. So since you're using the OC Genie 2, it's going to be going off of those parameters. It might be the highest parameter for your motherboard, by the way. Maybe you don't have advanced mode. But since you're in the OC Genie 2, it will have a limit just because you're in that mode. I hope I make sense there. I don't know. Everyone is ripping on them though. But then you were showing those crazy scores early. Yeah. Um, AMD fanboys will rip on Intel all the time. It's usually AMD fanboys. But AMD's newest gen is always going against Intel's um, oldest gen, the latest gen, technically. Like the i9 9950X is AMD's best CPU for overclocking and stuff like that, and it was beating the 14900Ks. But that's because they're going against the 14900Ks, not Intel's newest and latest CPUs like the 285Ks. The 285Ks are a 24 core, and then it's going to be versus a 16 core. So it's technically not good for us enthusiasts because we go core per core for CPUs. So we'll have to have a 16 core CPU versus a 16 core CPU. So again, the 9950X is an absolute beast. It really is an absolute beast. But they did not do any testing. They did some this is what this CPU is going to be doing, but now Intel's come out with it and actually gave more information a couple days before it was actually released, and it's actually better than the 9950X. As you saw, those tests and scores, like it's 24 cores. Yeah, there's no hyper-threading, but it's 24 cores, and 8 performance cores are doing absolutely insane scores, and the E cores are boosting up to, or you can overclock them to like 5.4 gigahertz or that on water. So, and if you want to go liquid nitrogen stuff, like you're literally getting higher scores on the P cores that we can do with our 13900Ks or 14900Ks on the P cores, and it's E cores now. So it's absolutely mind-boggling, in my opinion, to see 16 E cores all the way up to like at least almost 6 gigahertz. It's insane. Adjust in no, not adjust in OS. So in your BIOS there, you'll be in easy mode. So up in the usually the top right corner of the BIOS screen, you get 1 sec. I'll take myself out of bobblehead meme mode. All right, I'll take myself out of bobblehead meme mode so that way I can maybe I don't know, seem more professional, more or less, and help you out more. Because yeah, if your motherboard allows it too, which your motherboard, by the looks of it, is not half bad. So up in your top right corner of your actual motherboard, it'll be on easy mode or advanced mode, or it'll say easy or advanced or something like that. If you can go onto the advanced mode onto that, you'll be able to go into different parameters of the CPU and adjust more than being on the OC Genie 2 mode, because that's an actual mode from the motherboard manufacturer. That's not the mode where the CPU can actually go to. That's just what the motherboard on its overclocking specs is maxed at, not what the motherboard can actually do. Hopefully that helps a little bit on that, explaining that part. So a lot of the whole thing, so a lot of the whole AMD thing is kind of just fanboy. It's a lot of fanboy stuff for AMD, guys, because it has so much efficiency, or it costs way less, and it's really efficient, and it's way less, and it's really efficient, and it's way less. Well, AMD wouldn't be able to sell anything because because they have more expensive prices, because their competitor is Intel, which Intel has always been better, except for I think 1 year AMD actually did some better stuff than Intel. I think it was 1 year. And if we go back to like the FX Bulldozer series, AMD absolutely tanked it, and that's when Intel just took over the market completely, and that's from 2012ish, or around 2012, 2014. I keep seeing the same thing echoing with NVIDIA cards over AMD as well. Um, yes and no. Yes and no for the NVIDIA versus AMD. AMD just has AM dip basically, and NVIDIA cards. Let's say you like editing and streaming and need the encoder. AMD AMD's now changed it from their next generation of GPUs and on, but the encoder on the AMD. So let's say the 30 series versus their like 6000 series graphics cards for AMD. The 30 series encoder is better than the 6000. So we'll have to go with AMD with their 7000 series GPUs to be at the same level as the 30 series encoders on the NVIDIA graphics cards. So the encoders on the AMD graphics cards are a generation behind NVIDIA's. Plus the actual ray tracing, if you're into ray tracing, the ray tracing on NVIDIA cards is better. AMD does have ray tracing, but it's a different type of ray tracing. It's not a true ray trace. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you like this kind of content about PC stuff, or if you have any kind of questions about this channel or PC hardware in general, I will answer in the live chat. I have the same case neck. I got the snow version. What do you mean there? 10 years now. Holy moly. It's very faithful case. Yeah. 10 years. That's a long time. I like the 200mm in front. Oh, that case. Yeah, I know what case you talk about there. Yeah. I just upgraded my PC into it and took off the fan, but it went right back on and dropped all my temps by 10°C. Holy, that's a crazy temperature drop, man. A good fan, pretty quiet, makes almost no, yeah, because it's such a big fan. So smaller the fan, the louder it's gonna be, more like a whining noise. The bigger the fan, the lower the frequency is gonna be of the actual fan blades chopping up the air. So it's gonna be less heard of, basically. And you can generally run it at a lower speed and generate more, not as much static pressure, but more overall CFM. But not as much static, basically. So static pressure, if like in a really like crowded PC case, like a really crowded PC case, the smaller fan's gonna outbeat the bigger fan. But if you have a fairly open on the inside case and the airflow can just pass over everything right through it, then the bigger fan's gonna be your best bet. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for looking. Apparently, the OC Genie 2 is like the advanced mode. More I mess with it, he's already come out. Can you tell me what motherboard it is, please? Just tell me what motherboard it is. I'll search it up. So this is for your i7 11700K. What was this? Tell me the motherboard and the CPU that you're using. I just want to make sure I'm getting the the motherboard correct, because it looks like it's a fairly decent motherboard. The BIOS looks really good and clean. So generally they're not as like clean looking as well, and for the BIOSes that you can't do much with. Oh, it's your 37. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you can do more than that, buddy. Doesn't matter really what motherboard you had back in the day for that one. Not unless it was like a really, really cheap one, but it doesn't look like it. That looks like the H110 board or something close to that board. It's a gigabyte board, right? That your motherboard that you have is a gigabyte board. Yeah, there's so much more room on that, man. So much room. So much. Oh, it's an MSI. Okay, pretty close then. MSI. Uh so it's like an H3, right? It'd be like an H3. It's not a Z97, it's a Z77, wouldn't it? Uh, Depends on what it is, though. So MSI. Let me click on the Discord again, check out something, see if I can figure it out. Click on it. I want to go to it. Thank you. It's taking forever to load right now. Would like to know the motherboard though. It should have better. Should be better than that though. Oh, I definitely will. Have fun taking pictures. Make sure you send me some of them. B75. B75, MA, P45. That should be right around here. Yep, right there. 8-channel audio, don't care about it. Realtek 811E, PCIe. Expansion lab 1 PCI, 1 PCIe 2.0, 1 PCIe 3.0. But what I care about is $3770K. Yep, you can do everything on that. You should be able to. It's a micro ATX board, eh? I didn't know that. Had to use CPU Z. The heatsink is too big to see it to label. Okay, that's fine. No, it's a good way to check things over is with software sometimes. But that's all I need to know about what the board is, just to make sure I am getting the right board, so that way I can put it in and check to see what kind of. So I'll show you on Hardware Bot actually. what I mean by you should be able to do more with it. So just give me 1 second to search it. No, whoop. It's not letting me search. Really? You still haven't found the AM3 Plus? Oh no. You should be proud of me. My RAM is matching. Yay! Matching RAM is the best. It's the only way to go, man. It's only I've had a lot of people. Yeah, that's right. Didn't you show me before your mismatched RAM, or is that somebody else that was showing me that? It's like you gotta have the same RAM, in my opinion. Uh, Paste B75. Can we get a search out of that? CSM. No, we don't want CSM. We want the other version of it. Oh, there is a type of limit? Nope, no, that's not it. Hmm. Nope, that's not it. It's not letting me search it on the actual hardware bot, which is kind of odd in my opinion. Very odd in my opinion. Oh, because that board. Okay, now I see kind of why. Um, so that board was designed for the like i5 two like Intel's second gen. That's why. It's the B75 chipset. It doesn't support any overclocking, including ratio adjustment. Yeah, that's why. It's the motherboard. You're right. There's a limit. So generally the limit would be like the 3.7. Like your ratio would be 3.7. So you have an updated BIOS version that allows you to go at least to 3.9, 39 on the ratio because it's limited. It's actually limited to um either 37, the ratio is limited to 37 or 39 on that motherboard because it is the B75 version. That sucks, man. Yeah, you have like the higher end model of it too. And the OC Genie is part of the other things too. Uh, you might be able to like get a different kind of BIOS update for it. At least you have the B version, not the H version. The H version, like you're not even able to really overclock it. So at least you have the B version where you can. Well, that sucks. That's why I'm not seeing it on the hardware bot either, because no one's going to be using it to overclock their second gen or third gen CPUs. You need a Z77 board or higher. It's great. Spider-Man The first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire is the best Spider-Man in my opinion. It is a good movie. It really started the superhero movies as well, like the ones we have now. So, like, it really is awesome. Yeah, the laptop with the bat. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. I kind of figured it was yours. Yeah, it's good that you have matching RAM though. Matching RAM is a better way to do it. Better stability. All the RAM chips will be the actual same RAM chips. Let's say the RAM chips are gonna be different than the other. Like I said, RAM chips with like a different kind of balling. So the RAM chips have balls underneath them to contact pads on the actual sticks. And if it's like say a different kind of balling that than another one, then that can actually cause issues with the RAM as well and be very unstable. Also, won't be the same matching speed sometimes, and one has to get downclocked. And then let's say the actual timings are different on the RAMs, which most RAM sticks, even though it says that they're the same RAM stick technically, like same brand, same everything, the actual timings of them are gonna be different. I'm something of a Spider-Man myself. You like shooting white stuff all over the place? I'm currently using Pluto TV, so sorry about the ads. All good, man. It's all good. It is all good. Yeah. Ew. That's okay. I used to whitewash barns. If you know what whitewashing is, it's a like a calcium um, it's calcium hydrate that you mix with water, and then you use like a almost like a pressure washer type system. It's a little different. You can't use like a real pressure washer; you'll destroy it. But you gotta use like like an actual pressure washing type system, and then you like spray it all over the barns, and then it will kill all diseases, basically, like all diseases. It's a calcium hydrate. If it will literally like eat your skin off, basically, like burn it off. Um, like I used to do that, and every time I walk in the barn, I'm gonna spray all my white stuff all over the walls. The farmers be looking at me like, "What?" Yeah, not a problem. I actually should have known that, Hart. I actually should have known that myself, but I do overclocking, so the motherboards I do overclocking are generally the Z's, so the Z versions, so the Z77, Z97, Z170s, Z270s, Z 370s, and Z390s. Z490s, Z590s, Z690s. I haven't got a Z790 yet. And hopefully in the future, I would love to get a Z890, of course, an LGA 1851, which is the new CPU socket, 1851 for the 285K, which I would love to get a 285K. And then I also like to get the new RAM that's out, the CU RAM, because it'll be a lot easier to tune, and also higher RAM speeds are guaranteed just due to the fact that that they have a different kind of like microcontroller built onto them. The CU microcontroller. Yeah. It's all good. You can keep the movie going. People will join or leave. It is what it is though. Once we get more people into the Discord, more of a like a community going there, Frosty, things will be different. And yeah, Hart, I should have know. I should know more about motherboards that you can't do things on. It's just like I said. I know I want overclocking stuff, so anything that's like a motherboard that overclocks well, like an FX GA 890. I would love to get that kind of motherboard for AM3 Plus, so that way I can overclock my FX 8150 bulldozer. To the max, and also the BCLK overclocking on that board will absolutely smash my my max is like 225 or something like that, or 222 BCLK overclock, which is motherboard overclock. The that motherboard, the FX 890, the GA 890, will absolutely, it's a gigabyte board. It will absolutely smash that. I can get probably 400 BCLK overclocking out of it. Basically, it'll be more stable. It's way better. It's also for the FX series, so it also has the power planes that's designed for it. I've had a gigabyte lower end model for the FX series, but I completely melted the traces through it, completely melted the actual power phases right through the board. So it's in my drawer of shame. So I use that motherboard for spare parts now. Okay, that sounds good, Frosty. That sounds good. Yeah, yeah, by the looks of it. Oh, yeah, we mean I knew that I'd gotten yeah, yeah, it's depends on your money, what you're looking to do with your motherboards, or what you're looking to do with your CPUs, RAMs. Doesn't really matter about GPU. GPU is a different thing. But it depends on your like how much your money you want to spend on it too. So it really depends. A lot of things depends nowadays. Yeah, the B series, yeah. That's also a micro ATX board, is it not? Yeah, generally with the overclocking board, especially for our newer CPUs, you're looking for the 90 at the end and you're looking for the Z at the beginning for getting the best overclocking motherboard. Basically, you can go into any parameter that you want. You can overclock the ratio as much as you want, and you can go to the actual maximum, like I said, voltage to CPU frequency to temperature. Also, it's also known as Intel's Boost 2.0 and Boost 3.0. And there's also like a whole bunch of other things that go into that. Yeah, it would have been nice, of course, of course. Still a good motherboard, right? Like, especially if you don't need to overclock your CPU that much. Still a really good motherboard. You're also saving a couple bucks on it too. Exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people are always I guess COVID hit really. When COVID hit, a lot of people stayed home, and then a lot of them wanted the best of the best of the best. It doesn't matter if they're buying motherboards, chainsaws. Chainsaws went up in price because all these homeowners were home and wanted to do everything themselves. So a lot of things went up in price just because of the consumers, basically. And since there's so many people at home and people wanted to start streaming and stuff like that during COVID, CPU prices went up, and then they said, "Oh, silicon shortage," and so prices went up. That's not the case. It's just so many people are buying them now. They can raise the price, and people would still buy them because there's just so many people buying them. And then they're getting the Z690s and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh, we can just overclock or use our 139 or 12900Ks, 13900Ks, and that in these really small cases, and we can put in our 3090 Ti's and these really small cases with no airflow, no way, and it'll be just fine." And the temperatures got out of hand, and they blamed the either the manufacturers or whatnot, and they didn't blame themselves, going, "Oh, I built it wrong. I built this really high end PC in this really small case and thought it would be good." So that's generally what happens. There's so many things that vary in nowadays. Now COVID's over and now everything's been inflated so high. There's gonna be like a bunch of everything's gonna go down here soon, but not really down. But let's say the housing market's definitely gonna go down here in Canada at least because there's so many things being implemented for a whole bunch of things. Yeah, even though you had a like a really not an overclocking board, yeah. Yeah, and you can do fan curves like and all that. For me, I don't care about fan curves. I'll set the fans to generally a 70% fan speed or 75% fan speed, so that way they don't use too much wattage. So like you can use less wattage on your like your GPUs and the fans in your case. just so that way they're at always that temperature or that fan speed at all times. You don't have to worry about the fan curve because the actual temperature of, like, say, a GPU, when you set a fan curve, the GPU can actually go up way above the temperature that you actually set it to, like in the actual like MSI or something. It can go actually way above the temperature you set it to before the fans actually got up to the speed that they should be to actually cool it. And then that's when like thermal dynamics come in. You got your GDDR6X memory that just runs really hot. So like your PC and all that holds all that heat in. It's all metal. The GPUs generally have like back plates and all that too. The coolers absorb a lot of that heat. You can't wick it away fast enough. And then let's say the temperature went way above the temperature that you set it to or where it should be at, and it's the fan curve just couldn't get there fast enough. That's degrading like certain components on the actual GPU or motherboard, basically. PC crashed. That was me yesterday and just randomly crashed. Uh, I overclocked the GPU pretty hard, so, and I was streaming, so I kind of got it. That's why I try not to overclock too hard while I'm streaming. I'm not too happy about my GPU temps and fan speeds, though. I'll see if they're like 73 and like 2400. Yep, that'll be nice and quiet too. And yeah, the two fan 4070 Super. It's I'm not sure about these 40 series yet. I don't have any of these 40 series cards. The 30 series cards are, I don't know, they were very hot. I know that for sure. Not sure how hot the 4070s got. And if it's two fan, of course it's going to get hot. Or the fan curve's not going to go up high enough, or it's just going to be too loud for some people, especially a small case. So airflow is just better in my opinion, if you can. If you're looking for the aesthetics and all that, try not to get high-end stuff, basically. That's a big step up going from a 2060, because a 2060 is a 6 gigabyte card, whereas the 4070 Super is a, what, 12 gig? Or is it a 16? Pretty sure that was hitting like 80C all day. Wow. I had a 2060 Super, and it was a gigabyte WindForce 3X, so I had three fans on it. I never saw those kind of temperatures, to be honest. I think the max temperature I've seen is about 63 degrees Celsius. And that's because I had like an open air case, basically, so it always had lots of air. And I set my fan speed to about 70%, so it wasn't quiet, but I like my stuff to stay cool. Pretty sure that was hitting 80C all day. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. It's 12. I wasn't going to pay the extra $200 for. Yeah, I hear you on that. Oh, it's 12 for the Super. Okay, and the TI is 16, so you got a little bit more VRAM out of it. Uh, yeah. To be honest, you can stay at 8 GB of VRAM and you still be fine for gaming for a long time. But if you're trying to get into like these really high-end games that can utilize more VRAM, like that Skyline game, Minecraft with certain mods, um, some like the simulators, so like your flight simulators and stuff like that, those simulator games, they can actually utilize the cores in the CPUs, and they can actually utilize the VRAM, so more VRAM will help in certain games. And also like editing too can also help too, or doing like blenders and stuff like that. More VRAM helps with blenders. Or if you use Unreal Engine and try to like design stuff in Unreal Engine, also helps. I was playing Silent Hill 2 and the performance sucks. Yep, that's awesome though. I don't play any of those kind of games, or I don't really play any games nowadays, but as long as it works for you, basically. And if you go into the game that you want to play and you search up the minimum specs, and then the required specs, and then like the performance specs, you definitely, if you're looking to get into the like the maximum state of the game, go into the performance specs and try to get something very close to what the game's specifying, because it's already been tested. Went to 1440p, yeah, that's good if it went to 1440p. Yeah, yeah. Um, Like I said, my 3070 Ti is beating 6900 XTs that are on liquid nitrogen. Okay, my air cooled 3070 Ti, it's an 8 gigabyte versus a 6900 XT, which is what 16 gigabyte card or 20. I'm pretty sure it's a 16 gigabyte card. It was beating that card, and those cards were on liquid nitrogen for tests for certain benchmarks. Because like for VRAM, amount of VRAM only matter for certain things, and the actual performance of the VRAM, so the frequency of it, and depending on some other things too that are in it. But the actual like frequency of the VRAM mattered more than actual amount of VRAM. Yeah, it's a yeah. Yeah, it took a few 3070 Ti's to get the performance that I have on this card, but it's also I modded the card with copper shims on the memory, so the memory I can go to max specs. Um, the only way to get more performance out of this card now is if I can do a BIOS, change the BIOS in it, so that way I can get the memory up to 12,000 megahertz or more, or that, right? Yeah, it is really Silicon Lottery on that, but the 3070 Ti's match 6800 XTs, so like for performance wise. Let's see. Boom. Myself. Put myself in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I put myself in the corner. And then we'll do this, and we'll do this for a second. I am still here though. Yeah, in a way, it's a Silicon Lottery, but NVIDIA beats AMD for graphics cards, Intel beats AMD for CPUs. Again, it depends on what you're doing, but generally that is the case. Not unless you want to spend the good money on all the like high-end workstation style stuff, then AMD actually is like the breadwinner on that one. My overclock. Not my overclock. Yeah, but if anyone has any kind of questions in that too, I'll be right back. If anyone's new to the channel, but I'll be right back. If you want to keep the chat going there, Nick, that'd be awesome. All right. I don't care for it. I don't care for RGB at all. That's me though. I don't care for RGB at all. I took the RGB, so I have the Corsair, Dominator Titaniums. I took the RGB rate off of it. Copper modded them, of course. The 3070 Ti, I like. It's not bad RGB on it. Actually looks nice, but my fans. I don't show you my system again. I'll show you my system. Yeah, we'll go wee. Hopefully it doesn't blind you because the light's there. So these are the really nice Corsair fans. Is there any lights going on them? There's nothing. They're just. I took it. It's all connected to the Commander XT, whatever it is, fan header, fan controller, the Corsair, and not the fan RGB. That's off. I did have the 37 Ti RGB taken off too, but I plugged it back in. Of course, it just makes it look nicer instead of having a little connector coming through. Oh, Frosty's back. As you can see,